Coming off back-to-back losses, including a disappointing loss at the paws of the Bowie Bulldogs, the Westlake Chaparrals made some wholesale changes and went with experience on both sides of the ball. Linebackers became running backs, and instead of making big hits defensively, names like Hager and Womack became a part of touchdown calls. The change in recipe led to a 62-0 shutout win over Aikens. Tonight, the Anderson Trojans welcome Westlake to Nelson Field. Plagued by injury, the men of Troy are winless in 2013. It's Westlake and Anderson, and it's coming up next.
This winter, prepare to be amazed as Elisa's Dance Academy and the Westlake Symphonic Orchestra come together to perform a variety of holiday favorites. Audiences will be astounded by concert-quality music and dramatic visual effects in a stunning production perfect for all ages. Join us December 12th, 13th, and 14th as the Westlake Technical Entertainment Crew and Lexus of Austin present The Nutcracker Spectacular. Tickets are on sale now. Get them online at whstec.com.
We welcome you to the Sights and Sounds. Fun before the broadcast, fun during the broadcast. It's Thursday Night Football. We only have a few days to prepare for this broadcast, but it's going to be a fun one. Westlake and Anderson, a District 15 5A matchup. Both teams going in the opposite direction, obviously, but a powerful, powerful game last week. A little shuffling of the deck if you're the Westlake Chaparrals, but it worked out nicely. A 62-0 win over Aikens, and 6 short days later, we're live in the USU broadcast booth here at Nelson Field in Northeast Austin, just to the east of I-35. I'm Joe Taylor alongside John Nidell, Abe Garcia in just a moment. John, we saw a lot of different things, including linebackers scoring touchdowns. It's been a pretty interesting season for Westlake football, but now district play in full swing.
Yeah, I think Coach Allman, going into last week, he wanted to make a lot of changes. We saw it. You mentioned guys going both ways. Offensive players playing defense, like Patrick Elliott playing corner, and then we saw the linebackers on offense. Also a little bit of a scheme change on defense as well. It worked out. They played well last week against Aikens. Got to keep it together tonight as well.
A very Permian-looking defense. Again, going with the 4 down linemen and, of course, the 3 linebackers and moving Bennett Huddleston from corner to safety. It's been a pretty powerful, powerful move. But it's just a minor shift. Again, it's all personnel when you think about it, John. And when it comes to this team, it's all about speed, speed, and speed. And that's one thing that we know that has actually been pretty good. We've got some poppers going off here. In fact, you might hear that. It's actually launching T-shirts at a high school football game. No worries, not fireworks, not poppers, not anything out of the ordinary, just a little, well, what do you think the PSI is on that thing?
I don't think it was properly calibrated because a couple of those T-shirts, I think, flew over the press box. But
well, we get a good look at the captains on the field here for the Westlake Chaparrals, and we meet our third member of the broadcast crew, Abe Garcia. Abe, as we welcome you in from the sidelines, pretty good night for football here as we're ready to go.
It's a beautiful night for football. 81 degrees, a little bit of wind coming from the southeast at 10 miles an hour, but expect a really great night for football. And Joe, got a little Red River trivia for you. The last time I was here, I covered a game in 1998. Covered a Reagan two-way star who played at OU. Can you name him?
Oh, okay, a little trivia. As Abe mentioned, the weather forecast, we'll show you that now. As it looks like we will not get an opportunity here to break it before the kick, but we show you live weather conditions here. Partly cloudy, 82 degrees, 47% humidity, just a 9-mile-an-hour wind, and Anderson will start kicking off. They will wear their white pants, and of course the impact players, Jordan Sievert, Luke Womack on defense, and we'll get you some of those Anderson players in just a moment as we kick it off live here from Nelson Field. And a line drive kickoff here will be fielded by Michael Sievert at the 10. Michael at the 20, cutting it here to the near side in front of the Anderson bench. A flag is down, and a nice job there in the open field, just making the tackle for the Anderson Trojans. A nice job there, really, when you think about it, by Dalton Roberts. And it will be a penalty against the Westlake Chaparrals.
by the way, I know the answer to Abe's trivia question.
I'm sure you do.
Well, he told me before the broadcast, the two-way star for Reagan, University of Oklahoma's Derek Strait. Heck of a player here for Reagan High School as the Westlake offense comes out on the field.
And we'll give you that offense right now as we take a look at it here. The offensive line, Joe Gallinghouse and Raghav Kathuria are the tackles. The left guard and right guard are Ryan O'Farrell and, of course, Taylor Marks And Bobby Dwyer will get you the rest of that in just a moment. On first down and 10 from their own 12. Jordan Sievert, the starting quarterback, and that pass is complete to Sean Rawlings. Out past the 30 to the 35-yard line. A huge gain out to the 40. A 28-yard gain out to the 40-yard line. Make it a 29-yard gain. The receivers, Zach Dansby at tight end, John Rhodes, Sean Rawlings, and Patrick Elliott. And, of course, the backs, as we get a look at Jordan Sievert, Alex Chavez, and Ben Slaughter. John Rhodes lines up as a wide receiver here to the near side right. Two wide receivers to the far side left. Out of the shotgun, down to the Chaparral 41-yard line. They swing it out on a flanker screen to Elliott. Elliott picks up a block out past the 44 to the 45-yard line. A pickup of 3 yards on the play. It'll be second down and 7. And Brian Keeney getting back in there at the halfback spot. Of course, Ben Slaughter, Jordan Sievert, the quarterback, and Dallin Nelson is our kicker. That's your starting lineup, brought to you by Outlaw Protein and Energy Fuel. OutlawProtein.com. Check it out, and available locally here at Wheatsville Co-op. Westlake owned and operated. The handoff will go here to the near side, trying to turn the corner, and doing so nicely is Tex-Mex. That's Alex Chavez out to the 50-yard line, and that is about a yard shy of the first down. They need the Anderson 49-yard line. As Anderson, the men in blue uniforms with the white jersey, white numerals trimmed in gold, the white pants with the blue and gold piping down the side. The blue helmet, royal blue, with their number on the right side of the helmet. Westlake in their traditional road white uniforms with the blue numerals trimmed in red, the red pants, silver helmet with the red Westlake W. Power eye look here on 3rd and 1. The handoff goes to Chavez. He has the first down inside the Anderson 45-yard line, down to about the 42-yard line.
Westlake came out in this game with a couple of quick passes. I like that game plan. Quick pass to Sean Rawlings right out of the gate, and then a quick pass to the outside to Patrick Elliott. Now going to the running game, trying to establish that ground game with Alex Chavez, and now they go 5 wide here.
5 wide receivers here on first down and 10 from the Anderson 43-yard line. Jordan Sievert back to pass, fires over the middle. That pass caught by Rawlings. Nice job in the middle of the defense there by Blake Allen, the 6'3", 200-pound senior. The defensive line, Ron Giles, Xavier Griffin, and Dedrick Williams are the make up the line of scrimmage. Harrison, Allen, Haffernick, and Mitchell, along with Roberts, Graham, Harris, and Laffner in the defensive backfield for the Anderson Trojans. Back against the wall after the gain of 2 yards on the pass to Rawlings. A back on either side of Sievert. And now the handoff on the zone read. Actually, it's going to stay with the backup quarterback, Sean Rawlings. Rawlings get an opportunity on the zone read play, and he picks up a first down inside the 30, down to about the 28-yard line.
A great read there by Sean Rawlings. You see the Anderson defense, especially on that right edge of the Anderson defense, collapsing to the middle of the line of scrimmage. So Sean Rawlings read it, pulled the ball, and got a nice gain.
A 9-yard gain and a first down. Rawlings still in there. This time Ben Slaughter gets the call here around the right end. This inside the 20, inside the 15. Stutter steps at the 12, and then brought down just before he reached the apron here on the near side. And a nice open field tackle there by Roberts. Roberts popping him at the end of that play. But it's a good gain and a first down run for Slaughter inside the Westlake red zone. Down to the 11. First down and 10 from the 11-yard line. The 1-yard line picks up another set of downs. They swing it out again on the flanker screen. This one to Elliott. Elliott spins out of a tackle and dives inside the 5-yard line down to the 4. Very methodical drive here. Good tackling on the play. Coming out of the bottom of the pile there was Harrison, 6'2", 185-pound junior. Makes the pop at the end of the play.
And we've talked about Westlake's starting tackles being out for this game, but on that play right there, you see the exchange, which when you bring in Raghav Kathuria at 6'1", 190, he has the athleticism to get out there on that wide receiver screen and get a good block.
From the right hash on 2nd and 4 for the 6-yard gain, the toss to the Brecken Hager, the linebacker with 2 touchdown runs, steps inside the 5 down to the 3-yard line as he runs behind the left side of that offensive line. And he is down to about the 3-yard line, so it'll set up an interesting 3rd down call here. Again, the line of scrimmage allows for about a 1.5 yard gain to pick up 1st and goal at the 1. Patrick Elliott splitting out here to the Anderson side of the field as the lone wide receiver. Boykin and Dansby in as 2 tight end sets. Power eye look on 3rd down and 1. The toss to Alex Chavez. Chavez has picked up the first down, and he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Alex Chavez, as he dives in from 3 yards out. And for Chavez, that is touchdown number 6 on the season. Touchdown, Westlake.
And that's just a physical run there by Alex Chavez. He got met right at the line of scrimmage by 2 Anderson defenders and just went right through him. One of those guys, Gavin Graham, the free safety, came up, met Chavez in the hole, And Chavez, the bigger and the thicker of the two, was able to work his way into the end zone for Westlake's first touchdown of the night.
Dallin Nelson out of the hold of Rawlings. The snap by Zucker, and the kick is good. 8:25 to play first quarter. Westlake 7, Anderson nothing. This is Westlake football.
At age 40, attorney and Marine Corps reservist David Little was the picture of health until the left side of his body went completely numb.
We were on the phone while he was driving home when he suddenly stopped talking.
My dad had a stroke when he was driving me home.
I'm just really glad he ended up at St. David's, South Austin.
St. David's, South Austin saved my life.
Do you know what to do in an emergency? Visit stdavids.com to learn more.
The Steam Team, your #1 choice for cleaning residential and commercial carpet, tile, and wood flooring, upholstery, air ducts, and more, including 24-hour emergency water and fire damage restoration. The Steam Team is an Austin original, locally owned and operated since 1983. All employees are trained and certified by the Institute of Inspection, Cleaning, and Restoration. We guarantee our services and will do whatever it takes to please our customers. Call 451-TEAM or online at thesteamteam.com.
And we welcome you back to live coverage of Westlake football. 7-0 as the Chaparrals take the opening possession right down the field. And it will be Alex Rees to kick it off here from left to right, the first time tonight. And he'll put his right leg into this one, a line drive end-over-end kick, and it'll be fielded here inside the 10-yard line. Bringing it out to the 15, out to the 20-yard line. Nick Scott makes the pop. And a nice job there by Chris Ortiz, and we get a good look at the Chaparrals on defense here. We take a look at the defensive line. Again, 4 men down at the defensive line spot. Brecken Hager, Manolo Gonzalez, Daniel Aidman, and Luke Womack. Of course, Womack and Hager scoring 3 touchdowns on offense. The linebackers, Bennett Huddleston at the rover position in the middle, Gabe Duran along with Hudson Hall. And the defensive secondary, Patrick Elliott, Rhodes Legg are the corners. We'll also see Matthew Andreo and Tate Shaw in the middle there. And of course, we'll see a number of different types of looks on offense as well. And the Anderson Trojans, again, unfortunately muddled their way through this district season here with a banged up defensive personnel and banged up offensive personnel. But getting the call here on the first carry of the game will be Ortiz. And Chris Ortiz, the 5'9", 215-pound junior, 64 carries, 241 yards. He scored twice, also has 3 catches for 23 yards. The offensive linemen are Cody Stone and Ryan Hicks. They are the tackles. And the guards are Tyson Trong and Chris Painter and Jacob Valadez, the 5'10", 300-pound senior, the man in the middle calling the shots under center. The receivers are Mitchell Tarantolo and Ryan Keenest, along with Ryan Rusi, and of course Zach Blunt in there as a fullback and a wide receiver during certain formations. And after the gain of 1, here's the handoff from the flanker, and this is Blunt coming around the corner, and he is absolutely popped by Bennett Huddleston as Blunt crossed the 29-yard line and absolutely met it. Actually, Rhodes Legg making the pop there. A nice job as quickly contained was the outside corner, which is where Anderson was going, and it's already 3rd down. No gain on the play. 3rd down and 9 from the Anderson 29-yard line.
We know about Rhodes Legg and his athleticism, but right there you see the physicality. And just, you know, Rhodes Legg is a football player. We see him play offense last week, and you see the physicality there on defense. Heck of a player for this defense.
Joseph Menke getting the start over Kirby Hill. We'll probably see both of them. Now Menke flushed out of the pocket. Manolo Gonzalez is forced to fumble, and the ball is loose, and it belongs to Westlake. Hudson Hall has the fumble recovery. Hudson Hall inside the 20, down to the 19-yard line, and it will be Westlake football inside the Anderson 19-yard line. Just a brilliant play there by Manolo Gonzalez, the call-up earlier in the season. And Manolo gets the ball away from Menke, and Hudson Hall is there to recover it for Westlake, and it's Westlake football.
Yeah, and that's what Anderson absolutely cannot afford to do here tonight, is turn the ball over, giving Westlake the ball inside the red zone at the 19-yard line. That's when the game can really snowball on this Anderson team, is when they turn it over and allow Westlake to possibly get some quick points here after that 10-play, 89-yard drive for the Westlake Chaparrals to open up the game.
So lining up in the pistol formation here, the Westlake Chaparrals, captained by Jordan Sievert, looking, tons of time, fires towards the end zone. It's a fade route, and it's juggled and in, not complete. It is incomplete, intended for Patrick Elliott. Good coverage downfield there defensively for the Anderson Trojans, and coming up there was Jonathan Harris. And that ball's knocked away, incomplete.
Yeah, great play there. It looks like it was Chad Lanford there on Patrick Elliott. Actually a well-thrown ball, and I like the read for Jordan Sievert to go to Patrick Elliott, but just a great job by Lanford to recover and make a play on the ball.
And now, out of the pistol formation, they swing it out to the far side, and that's Rhodes' leg in on offense. He picks up the flanker screen, and it is a completed pass inside the 15-yard line down to the 14, getting a manageable third down here as a gain of about 6 yards on the play, sets up third down and 4. First down marker at the Anderson 10-yard line.
And they bring in what typically is the power package for Westlake. Alex Chavez in the game. They bring in the extra tight end as well. They go with a wide receiver.
They go with a power eye look here with Sievert under center. Third down and a long 3 here. And the handoff will go to the deep back Chavez. Chavez just knifing his way down to the 10-yard line. He is very close, but he is on the what I would call the 11-yard line side of the 10, but he is very close to that first down. We'll see if they'll measure or they'll eyeball it here. And the nose of the football just grazing that 10-yard line, but it looks like they need just inside the 10, and it's fourth down. Fourth down and inches, really, for the Westlake Chaparrals as they move left to right from our vantage point, right to left on the television broadcast. You can watch this Sunday morning at 9 a.m. on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel. And now just a dive play. Jordan Sievert has picked up the first down and uses that 6'4" frame, picks up 4 yards in the process, down to the 6. So again, it was just a design play to go about a yard to pick up the first down, and Jordan with his big frame just muscles it down to the 6-yard line.
Yeah, went right off the backside of Ryan O'Farrell and Bobby Dwyer, and it's always good when you can get 4 yards on a quarterback sneak on 4th and inches.
Elliott splits out wide here to the Anderson side of the field. Tyler Boynton and Dansby in the formation here. Hudson Hall, the lead back. Breckenhager, the deep setback. They fake it now on the play action, throwing towards the end zone. That pass is caught for a touchdown. And it's Hudson Hall, the junior inside linebacker. Spider to Y Banana out of the fullback, and that's exactly the play call. They run it up for Hudson Hall, and it's a touchdown for the junior, his first of his varsity career. Touchdown, Hudson Hall.
And how about the skills out of the big linebacker coming in, and that ball was thrown a little out in front of Hudson Hall, and he had to reach out and make a hands catch and showed his athleticism. Good play there by Hall.
Nelson with the kick, and the point after touchdown is good. We'll break it here. 5:35 to play here in the opening quarter. Westlake 14, Anderson nothing. This is Westlake football.
On game days, you see me running out here with close to 100 other people. It's a team effort. It takes all of us to make UT football a success. It's a lot like you and your finances. You need to surround yourself with the best people in the business. That's where University Federal Credit Union comes in. The UFCU team works hard to make sure your financial game plan is always in shape. University of Texas Athletics and University Federal. So close, we share the same name.
A beautiful night for Thursday night football. Joe Taylor alongside John Nidell. Abe Garcia down on the sidelines. And Abe, it was your favorite play. Spider 2Y Banana.
My favorite. Not even a question.
And more from Abe Garcia here after the kickoff. Again, Alex Rees lining this one up. Back deep to receive here for the Trojans, that is. Ortiz lined up here right around his own 9-yard line. Rees gets his right leg into it from the right hash mark, and it will be Ortiz at the 8. Ortiz out to the 20, now cuts it back towards the hash mark and popped and absolutely drilled on the end of that play. What a pop there for the Westlake Chaparrals. And I believe that was Matt Kelly that came in and laid the wood on Ortiz, and he is shaken up a little bit. He's coming off the field on his own power. Just an absolute shot there on special teams by Matt Kelly. We go down to the sidelines and Abe Garcia. Abe?
Joe, one of the things that I've noticed being down here, especially this game, the offense and the defense look a lot sharper. And I'm telling you what, even the play calling from the coaches, I think it's one of those things like you start learning your personnel a little bit and seeing a lot of people play. It's skill position players. You see Hudson Hall catching the ball out of the backfield. I mean, it's very impressive so far what I've seen out of Westlake today.
Abe Garcia down on the sidelines, brought to you by the good folks at Texas Honey Ham Company. First down and 10 here as they move right to left. And now a little false start, no call. The handoff goes inside. And the running back getting the call there for the Anderson Trojans is Eric Slaughter. Slaughter getting the carry here, the sophomore, 5'8", 165 yards. His first carry of the varsity season out to the 26-yard line. So a nice pickup there of about 4 yards. It'll be second down and 6.
Yeah, no doubt the left guard there jumped forward, and a couple Westlake defenders pointed at him, but no call as they get a nice gain on first down.
3 wide receivers split out to the Westlake side of the field. 1 receiver here to the Anderson side of the field. 4 wides in the formation here as Joseph Menke now instructing his sophomore running back. Menke, the junior, 25 of 43 for 190 yards. The problem, 3 interceptions, just 1 touchdown. Now Menke rolling right, looking right, and that pass is intercepted by Tate Shaw. Tate Shaw has turned the ball over for the second time tonight for the Westlake defense, make it 4 interceptions. And it was just like that, Tate Shaw and the Westlake Chaparral offense again taking the football away from the Trojans inside Anderson territory, and it's Westlake football again. Let's go down to the sidelines at Abe Garcia, who got a good look at that.
That was a great play right there. I'm telling you what, Joe, the team looks just a lot different than I've seen the last couple of weeks. They're fired up, they're sharper, they're quicker. Just very impressive so far, like I said before.
It was a 5-play, 19-yard drive that resulted in a 3-yard touchdown catch by Hudson Hall. Hudson Hall recovered the fumble, and 5 plays later, he gets the call out of the fullback position. 14-0 Westlake with 4:38 to play, and Jordan Sievert under center in the power I. The deep setback is Alex Chavez. Keeney in front of him, and now the play action. Jordan back to pass, looking, now has a man downfield, going for Rhodes' leg. Rhodes' leg makes the catch. Rhodes' leg scores. Touchdown Westlake. A 38-yard strike from Jordan Sievert, and the first man to greet him is his fellow halfback doing the blocking in the backfield that gave Jordan the time. Nice job there as Keeney slaps him on the helmet, and it's a touchdown for Westlake. Touchdown Rhodes' leg, his first varsity touchdown on offense as he had a pick 6 earlier this year. Touchdown Rhodes' leg.
Might as well have been playing 7-on-7 there. He was about 5 yards in the backfield, was Jordan Sievert, with all sorts of time as the extra point is put through. And he made a nice pass to Rhodes' leg, who had gotten by the defense. You see the speed there from leg.
We'll keep it here. 1 play, 38-yard drive. Took 10 seconds off the clock. And, of course, a 38-yard touchdown from Jordan Sievert to Rhodes' leg. And for Jordan Sievert, that is his 11th touchdown of the season, his 11th touchdown his 12th touchdown pass, as he had one earlier this game. And just a nice job there by the senior. We talked about some of the guys that hang back, and Kenny getting hurt a little bit, but Brian getting an opportunity, a 6 foot, 180-pound first-year senior, getting an opportunity to really stay back and do a lot of that blocking, kind of that extra offensive lineman in the backfield that really gave Jordan just all day to throw. No blitz, but he was able to pick up a weak side guy that was getting penetration. Just a nice overall play in the backfield for Westlake to spring that 30-yard touchdown pass.
Boy, it was, and when you see how critical that is, especially looking at last year, at times Westlake struggled in pass protection, and that's why at times Jordan Sievert struggled throwing the football, was that he didn't have a lot of time. You see what happens when the quarterback is back there and he has time to just sit in the pocket, allow the play to develop, allow a guy with the speed of Rhodes' leg to run his route and get by the defender. Jordan Sievert can deliver the ball. He has a strong arm and he's accurate. So if he has the time, he's going to deliver the ball, and you see the byproduct of it, a touchdown to Rhodes' leg and a 21-0 lead.
21-0, 4:28 to play here in the first quarter. So Westlake just out to a tremendous lead already, similar to their effort a week ago. Now Alex Reeves with a sidewinding kickoff, and it's going to take the return man all the way out to the 12-yard line. He gets a break, and wow, what a shot as the last man to catch him on the far side. Just a beautiful job there, just catching up to the young man. And for the Westlake Chaparrals, I believe it was John Paul Dillo. That's right, it was J.P. Dillo that actually made the tackle at the back end of the play. But what a return. And right now, if I am the Anderson Trojans, I am finding a way to get Zach Blunt the ball, because we are being peppered here by the T-shirt brigade. We apologize for the sound there, but it sounds like we're taking on shells, really, when you think about it. But everything is okay here. That sound you hear is just T-shirts going up in the air. But just a fantastic return by Blunt down to the 49-yard line. And it will be Anderson football. And for the first time, they will start in the Chaparral territory here with 4:18 to play in the first quarter. So a little jolt there from the return by Blunt to the Chaparral 49.
Never mind.
Two wide receivers to the far side right, one here to the near side. Menke on the option. Menke's going to keep it. He's back to the line of scrimmage and then rattled down at the 50. They're going to give him forward progress. Luke Womack in along with Gabe Duran to make the pop initially. Nice job there by those young men, and it's officially a loss of 1 back to the midfield stripe.
Yeah, that's how you play the option right there. You see one guy immediately run out to the running back to cover the pitch man, and then your inside backer, Hudson Hall, comes in, takes the quarterback, and just absolutely sticks him and drives him backwards. Nice play by the Westlake D.
And now the zone read play again, this time the handoff going inside, and a nice job there by Graham. And an inside handoff there for one of the young men that plays both ways here for the Anderson Trojans as they dive forward to the 47. Third down at 8 after the gain of 2. 3 wide receivers here to the Anderson side of the field, 1 to the far side right. And now the high snap out of the gun, controlled by Menke, fires to the right side, and that pass is intercepted, and it's Rhodes' Leg. Leg trying to make his way down the field, a burst of speed inside the 20, and it's Rhodes' Leg, not only on offense, but also on defense, and Rhodes has his second pick 6 of the season and his second touchdown. Give the man 12 points in back-to-back drives. Rhodes' Leg playing Iron Man, and he takes it to the house. Touchdown, Westlake.
And that's a burst of speed that you don't see often at the high school level. Rhodes' Leg coming down the sideline. You see the speed there and just the ability to break on the football and pick it off. He's having a heck of a game already, as is this entire Westlake defense, with their 3rd turnover already with 3 minutes left in the first quarter.
59-yard interception return for a touchdown. The snap is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. We'll break it here as it's all Westlake. 3:01 to play first quarter. Westlake 28, Anderson nothing. This is Westlake football.
Ever wonder what's scratching around in your attic? Hi, I'm Bobby Jenkins of ABC, and it may be rodents. If you're hearing something, call our specialist for a free inspection. If needed, we'll design a rodent control plan for your home. We'll seal entrance and exit points and install traps. Then return to remove the traps and ensure your home is rodent-free. And you'll have a 1-year renewable warranty after we leave. ABC Home and Commercial Services, specialists for your environment.
Call ABC Home and Commercial Services.
We welcome you back to a shell-shocked Anderson Trojan football team here as they have watched 28 points go up on the board, and Rees getting an opportunity to kick it off here and returning it for the Anderson Trojans here, coming out of the backfield, or coming out of the, is Roberts. Or Gavin Graham, excuse me, number 4. We've had some roster disputes here. As we welcome all of you back, a 59-yard interception return by Rhodes' Leg. That was preceded by a 38-yard touchdown reception by Rhodes' Leg, playing wide receiver, coming from Jordan Sievert, who has 2 touchdown passes this evening, one to Hudson Hall and the other to Rhodes' Leg. Joe Taylor alongside John Nidell as the men of Troy come out down 28 with 2:53 to play. And right now, razor sharp of the Westlake Chaparrals on both offense and defense. First down and 10, and it'll be Joseph Menke to hand it off here to Ortiz. Ortiz wrapped up in the backfield. Brecken Hager along with a mess of tacklers there leading the charge, including Gabe Duran and Luke Womack. And Ortiz met hard. His forward progress halted at the 27-yard line, a loss of 2 on the play.
So now Rhodes just needs to run for 1, throw for 1, and return 1, and he could probably set some sort of high school record.
No doubt. It's a cycle, if you will, when it comes to football. If you score every way you possibly can. He has to play quarterback, which I'm told that he can do. Little arm on him. Second down and 12 here. The ball marked at the Trojan 27-yard line. Two wide receivers here to the Anderson side of the field, one to the Westlake side. Out of the pistol formation, and a handoff is absolutely blown up in the backfield. A weak side blitz from Bennett Huddleston, and the handoff was to Ortiz, and he absolutely blew him up in the backfield. The loss back to the 24-yard line. A huge hit, and all Bennett Huddleston could do is walk away from his fallen opponent.
Yeah, and you see right there why Bennett Huddleston was moved to more of a outside linebacker bandit type of position. He can still come out and cover like he's doing right now, but he can play very well close to the line of scrimmage and in the backfield. He has that physicality to be able to get those tackles for loss.
Men keep barking out orders with four wide receivers here in the formation on third down and 15. They swing it out here, and a nice job by Graham. Gavin out past the 30 to the 31-yard line before he steps out of bounds at the 30, so it's a good pickup of 7 yards, but it's punting time, and the first time Anderson will actually have to punt as the ball's been taken away from him in back-to-back series here, and it's led to 21 points. And of course, the first drive of the ball game belonged to the Anderson Trojan, or belonged to the Chaparrals, and they took it right down the field.
Yeah, punting can be a good thing in football, and Anderson, of course, would rather have punted than give up 3 turnovers, but Westlake's getting the ball back again with a minute and a half left and a 28-0 lead.
Tate Shaw back deep to receive. It'll be a side-winding punt here that'll take Tate Shaw back to his own 30, and he'll watch it go out of bounds at the 28-yard line. Menke averaging about 31 yards a punt, and the junior jogs off the field. And it will be Westlake to take over at their own 20, let's see, first down and 10. The ball marked right around the 28-yard line. Let's go down to the sidelines at Abe Garcia. We'll get back to Abe in just a moment here as Westlake jogs out, moving left to right here in the first quarter. And yes, I said it. We're still in the first quarter, folks. 1:23 remaining in the first quarter. 28-0 Westlake with the lead. They've scored in every possession they've had. And defense has forced 3 turnovers. They've turned 2 of them into touchdowns. Or I should say 3 of them into touchdowns. Jordan Sievert out of the shotgun formation with 2 wide receivers to the Westlake side of the field, 1 here to the near side right. The handoff to Slaughter. Slaughter across the 30, out to the 35-yard line. Nice tackle made there by the Trojans coming out of the bottom of the pile. And coming up a little bit lame on that play was Hafernick. Hafernick will jog to the sidelines. Coming in is Kevin Kern.
And I'm sure part of Jeff Rose, the offensive coordinator for Westlake, part of him is probably thinking, I'm glad we're getting the ball inside our own 30 as opposed to at Anderson's 30. When you're up this big, you know, they practiced all week for a reason. They want to come out here, test themselves, get some work in, and when you give yourself short fields, play after play, it doesn't allow you to do that.
Handoff goes right up the gut here, and a nice run out to the 40 to the 41-yard line. That's good for a first down. And Slaughter with the opportunity out to the 41-yard line, and it picks up the first down. Ben Slaughter back in the backfield along with now Alex Chavez checking in. It'll be Chavez and Slaughter and Sievert. Elliott here lined up to the short side of the field. 2 wide receivers to the wide side on first down and 10 from the Chaparral 41-yard line. A clap of the hands and a look back to the offensive side of the field. 29 seconds remaining here as the first quarter clock closing. Blitz shown, and now the Chaparrals try to run the round in, and they do it to Ben Slaughter. Slaughter trying to shake one tackler and does, and he falls forward to the 44-yard line. Nice effort there, just pushing the envelope there was Michael Onahoa, the 6'4", 180-pound sophomore. Makes the stop on Slaughter here at the 44-yard line.
Yeah, good job there by Anderson and the defense to stretch that play out to the sideline. Use that sideline as a 12th defender. That's what they did there. Push him to the sideline. He had to stop, and the pursuit came out and just finished the job at the sideline. So good job there by the Anderson defense.
Second down and 8 after the gain of 2 for Slaughter. They fake it. Now a quick slant to Rawlings over the middle. Rawlings at his feet inside the 45-yard line down to 44. A nice pickup there of about 14 yards on the play, and it's a first down run into Anderson Trojan territory, and a nice grab there by Rawlings.
And short of that deep ball to Rhodes' leg, Anderson's defense has done a good job of keeping Westlake's the offensive players in front of them and making tackles. You know, when you're playing a team like this, you want to prevent the big play. And obviously when your offense doesn't come through and gives the ball away 3 times, it's hard to do that. But the Anderson defense has done a respectable job here in the first quarter.
We break it after 1 quarter of play. It's Westlake 28, Anderson nothing. This is Westlake football.
For 102 years, the Coverts have set the standard for car dealers in Central Texas. Hi, I'm Jenny Covert, and your parents, grandparents, and even some of your great-grandparents have shopped with my family. Our service, our inventory, and of course, our low Covert price are the reasons over 1 million customers come back again and again. We want to be your car dealer. Let us prove it. Covert Auto Group, Austin, Bastrop, and Hutto.
And we welcome you back to the second quarter action now. The Chaparrals moving from our right to our left, your left to the right on the television broadcast. And a quick strike here on the comeback route to Patrick Elliott. And that pass is caught at the 32-yard line. Nice job there and a first down pickup as moving the ball quickly downfield. 12 yards and a first down catch for Patrick Elliott.
And a really impressive catch there, too, by Elliott. The throw was a little behind him and a little low, which probably was by design because there was a defender out in front of Patrick Elliott. So a good throw by Jordan Sievert and a nice job of going to the ground and reaching back behind him by Elliott to make the catch.
Now from the left hash mark here on first down and 10 from the Trojan 32. Going downfield, another deep shot. This one to Patrick Elliott. He leaps and makes the grab. Touchdown, Patrick Elliott. And for the fourth time, number 4 is into the end zone. Touchdown, Westlake.
And another great deep ball there by Jordan Sievert, right on the money. I was actually pointing to Tyler Boykin, and I'm sure Tyler's going to go to the sideline and say, hey, Jordan, give me a touchdown. Next time I want the ball. But he was wide open, and Patrick Elliott also got behind the defense. So a nice job there by Jordan to read it. He had a couple of options. He chose Patrick Elliott and made a nice throw.
The snap is down from Zucker. Rawlings to hold, and Nelson knocks it through. And just like that, Westlake leading 35-0, 29 seconds into the first quarter. Our second quarter, excuse me. We'll go ahead and keep it here. We'll bring in our sideline reporter, Abe Garcia. Abe, I know a lot of happy faces down there on the Westlake sideline, but right now it's been both offense and defense contributing nicely here tonight.
There's no question about it, but Joe, even more importantly, they have a little bit of confidence, a little bit of swagger. I think it goes even from the top with Coach Rhodes calling these plays. These guys have a lot of confidence with being called out here. They're executing out here and making really good plays.
That's Abe Garcia down on the sidelines. Our statistician tonight, the head basketball coach for the Westlake Chaparrals, Trey Ellis. We thank you for filling in. Death in the family for our regular statistician, Brian, and his lovely wife, Alexis, on their way to El Paso. So, again, our thoughts are with them as they travel towards the west. It was a 6-play, 72-yard drive, a touchdown pass of 32 yards from Jordan Sievert, his third tonight, to Patrick Elliott, to his third receiver, Hudson Hall, Rhodes' leg, 2 defensive guys. Finally, an offensive guy gets into the mix from the passing of Jordan Sievert.
Yeah, and Patrick Elliott is a great weapon for this Westlake offense and a reliable receiver for Jordan Sievert. And he found him there, a nice play, and Westlake's offense, defense, special teams, minus that kickoff return by Anderson, everything's looking good for the Westlake Chaparrals.
35-0, 11:31 to play here in the first half. Joe Taylor, John Nidell, Abe Garcia, Cameron Walker. Bringing you live coverage from Nelson Field. Alex Rees will pop this one up here, and it will be Graham at the 10. Graham at the 20, out to the 25. Stutter steps around one tackler and finally bringing him down for the Westlake Chaparrals. And a nice job there defensively. Again, we're getting a good look at some of these gunners that get a chance to go downfield. And that time it was John Rhodes. And we forget about John Rhodes sometimes is he is a much bigger body. You heard that from Darren Allman in our pregame show conversation. Here's a guy that came in his freshman year, the son of the offensive coordinator, obviously. Wanted to be a quarterback. They split time with Jordan Sievert as freshman, and then they found out in 7-on-7 that he could play a little bit of wide receiver. And what happened over the summer was actually pretty interesting for John Rhodes as he battled some injuries last year. He got bigger, and he is a big receiver target here for a high school football player.
Yeah, he gives you so much versatility on offense, too. You can put him down in tight end, block with him, or put him out wide.
It'll be Menke again with backs in the either side of him. The handoff will go to Ortiz. Ortiz straight up that right hash mark out to the 35-yard line. Nice pickup there of 7 yards on the play as a first clean run there through the initial defense for the Westlake Chaparrals. And Ortiz has himself a sizable gain out to the 36-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 2, officially an 8-yard gain from the right hash mark here. The Trojans, the men of Troy, in blue tonight. Their blue jersey tops with white numerals trimmed in gold. The blue helmets with their uniform number in gold on the side. A wide receiver to the short side of the field, 2 to the far side. Little early movement, no call. The handoff to Ortiz. Ortiz avoiding tacklers, and now Alex Chavez leading the charge there in the backfield, driving him back towards the 33-yard line. A loss of 3 on the play, and just like that, we talked about how some of the offensive players get to play defense. We've definitely seen the defense get the opportunity on offense tonight, but that time it's Alex Chavez leading the charge out of the linebacking core.
Yeah, it's impressive to really see so many guys go both ways and really excel, like Rhodes' leg and Alex Chavez playing linebacker. We wouldn't have expected that before the season, but good to see.
And now Dansby in as a defensive end here on 3rd down. 3rd down and 5 after the loss of 3. They swing it out here to the near side, and that pass is caught. And for the Trojans, making the grab on the outside was Blunt. Blunt makes the grab. It's well shy. Actually, it's Keenest, the 5'8", 165-pound junior, making the grab there. And it's 4th down for Anderson. Caught, but well shy of the first down. In fact, it's a yard loss as he dove for it at the 32-yard line.
Yeah, and it's not going to show up in the stat book, but that play was made by Bennett Huddleston, the blitz off the outside from the side where the play was going. So he jumped in the face of the quarterback. He was able to get the ball by Bennett Huddleston, but it affected the throw, made it short. And now you see the 4th down for Anderson.
Menke, again, we said earlier, he is the punter as well. He's back deep to receive this on 4th down and 6. Good snap, and he angles the right side. An attempted block, and unscathed goes the football and Menke, and it'll fall out of bounds here. Good field position yet again for the Chaparrals, but they don't need it. They'll be at their own 42-yard line with a 35-0 lead from Nelson Field on a Thursday night. And we welcome all of you to our live coverage on WestlakeNation.com. Of course, you can follow us on Facebook, Facebook.com/Westlake Sports, on Twitter @Westlake Sports. And you can listen to the games live on your Westlake Shap app. We set up a mobile application, or at least a mobile website for all you Android users out there. Just go to WestlakeLive.com on your Google Android device. You can use the Google browser, type in Westlake Live, Live.com. One click and you're listening to the ball game live on your Droid. And now a quarterback keeper by Rawlings, who's in the game as a quarterback, dives right up the left hash mark there, and just a quick shot out to the 46-yard line. That's one way to pick up 4. We saw Jordan Sievert in possibly a polar opposite move, John, where he just dove forward for 4 yards. A lot of athleticism there for Rawlings at the helm.
Yeah, expect to see that to continue, too, as we move on through the season and in the playoffs. They didn't do it much in non-district play, just in terms of rotating the quarterbacks, getting Sean Rawlings in there to run the ball out of the quarterback position.
2nd down and 7, or a short 7, I should say, and the handoff go to Chavez. Chavez straight at the gut. Chavez has a 1st down and more out to the 46-yard line as he is inside Chaparral territory there, and a nice run from their own 46 to the Anderson Trojan 44-yard line. A nice job there by Alex Chavez picking up the 1st down.
And we talked in the pregame, too, about Anderson and how they have the enrollment of a 4A school but are 5A, and you really see it here, just the difference in the size of the players and the physicality.
And from the Trojan 44, the handoff goes to Chavez. Chavez shedding tacklers along that right side of the offensive line, following his blocks down to the 39-yard line to pick up 5 yards on the play, and just tough mutter running in there for Alex Chavez.
And we see Malik Jacobs come into the game for the first time at running back.
And John Rhodes, you remember Malik Jacobs a week ago, one of the guys that we knew as a junior was going to be able to contribute with his speed, John. And he had a drive all by himself last week where he participated in every play, including running the ball twice, got 12 yards on his initial carry in the win over Aikens, and then wrapped up the drive. And he'll get the carry here, and the ball is loose. The ball is loose, and Anderson's going to come up with it. So just as we start to sing the praises, Jordan Sievert and Malik Jacobs, a little miscue there on the handoff, and it's the first turnover of the ball game for the Westlake Chaparrals, and it's Anderson football at the Chaparral, well, I should say the Anderson 48-yard line is where they're actually going to call the young man that recovered that fumble, and a nice job up front there by Ryan Hicks. Hicks was able to come up with the football.
And that one's not on Malik Jacobs either. You know, he got hit right as he took that handoff. They had a couple of reserve offensive linemen in the game, and one of them just got beat. A nice play there by the defender from Anderson to make that play in the backfield on Malik Jacobs and force the turnover.
So now it will be Menke coming back on the field here. 1st and 10 from their own 48-yard line. 2 wide receivers each way, with Ortiz taking the handoff straight up the gut, and Ortiz goes down immediately. And pick your shap. In the middle there was Alex Chavez, and a great job by Hudson Hall as well. And getting an opportunity for the Westlake Chaparrals was Harrison Lyons. Lyons in there defensively as a linebacker as well, and he's another recruited offensive player that has moved to the defensive side of the ball. And he will line up in what technically is Bennett Huddleston's position. Tyler Bost in the game as well. 2nd down and 14 after the loss of 4. Here's the snap. They swing it out to Graham. Graham at the 40, out to the 45-yard line before he's corralled there. A helmet came off here on the near side. And Graham finally getting up out of the bottom of the pile there. Don't see a flag coming in, but the clock has stopped momentarily. Now they've restarted it. Maybe some extracurricular activity as Graham falls down at the 47-yard line. So it'll be 3rd down and a long 12. Ryan Hicks manning that right side of the offensive line. Playing double duty here as Hicks came up with the fumble recovery earlier on 3rd down and 12. And here's the snap. Play action. Now Menke running for his life. He'll swing it out here to Graham. Graham trying to knife his way through 2 defenders, and Hudson Hall drops him at the 49-yard line along with Boisvert. I should say Boisvert actually leading the charge along with Brecken Hager. Hudson Hall in the area. You'll hear from him at the halftime in our radio and internet broadcast, of course, along the Westlake Shap app, and of course at westlakelive.com and westlakenation.com. You'll hear the thoughts of Hudson Hall, our Shap of the Week. And it's 4th down and 9. Punting time here as Anderson unable to convert. Ortiz is in the backfield, but we'll have to see if they actually go for it here on 4th and 9 near midfield. And now they will go for it on 4th down. Good blocking. They fire it towards the far side. That pass is caught by Graham, but Tyler Bost there to make the pop at the 48-yard line, and it's a turnover on downs. Bost in position to make the play on the bigger player, Graham, and a good defensive effort there by Tyler Bost. Bost rotating his way off the 2-deep chart into a starting role to cover up injuries, gets an opportunity here up 35-0, and he tackles a very good player for the Anderson Trojans.
And that just tells you right there, on a 4th and 8, when you throw the ball, you roll the quarterback out and just a little dump off for about 4 yards. That just shows this coaching staff for Anderson doesn't necessarily have the confidence to be able to rely on the offensive line to provide the time, the quarterback to make the throw down the field past the 1st down marker.
And Jacobs is going to get another shot at it. This time he gets a clean handoff and knifes his way down to the 49-yard line. So a 3-yard gain as Malik Jacobs works his way into Trojan territory at the 49-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
And it looks like all of the starters are back on the offensive line for the Westlake Chaparrals. It's good to get some of the younger skill players involved, like Malik Jacobs, in with the starters on the offensive line. Give him some space to run, and they're doing that right here.
2nd down and 7 here. 2 backs in the formation here, and Rawlings will keep it. Rawlings back to pass. He's 2 of 3 on the year. This time he's showing off the arm, going deep, and this one is almost intercepted. But now it's a actual toss-up for the ball. And it will be an interception. Graham has it. It was 4 on 4 as Patrick Elliott went up, and it's an interception. Patrick Elliott wearing his number 4 jersey, and Graham wearing his number 4 jersey. And for the 2nd time, the Chaparrals turn it over, and it's an interception for Graham.
Yeah, I think Sean Rawlings may have gotten a little greedy with that throw there. He saw Patrick Elliott breaking free, but there was a safety in the middle of the field and doing his job, and he did a great job there to pick off the pass as Anderson takes over now well inside their own territory.
Now you got to focus. The one thing that I noticed, and you heard it in our pregame conversation with Darren Allman, talk about focus through 4 quarters of play. Back-to-back turnovers, again, really forcing the turnover were the Anderson Trojans on the pop of Malik Jacobs as he took the ball. This time, the interception, and it was really a battle. And like John said, getting a little greedy there for Rawlings as he tried for the deep ball, showing off that right arm of his. But it's 1st down and 10 here for the Trojans, and they'll try to swing it out here to the near side. That pass is caught at the 6-yard line. Coming down with it for the Trojans was Keenest, 5'8", 165-pound junior. He's caught 3 balls tonight.
And that was a really impressive play there by Rhodes' leg to beat the block there of the wide receiver. It was Engling, the wide receiver out there trying to block Rhodes' leg, and that would have been a big pickup if not for Rhodes' leg getting past that receiver and making the play for only a 1-yard gain.
2nd down and 9 here. Shotgun set here, and now going in motion here to the near side is Keenest. He will actually take the ball. The ball's loose in the end zone. It's loose in the end zone, and it's picked up for a defensive score. And getting the opportunity to cover it up is Luke Womack. Womack picked up the loose pigskin 5 yards deep in the end zone, and the Westlake Chaparrals have scored again on defense. This time it's a fumble recovery, the second one of the evening for the Chaparrals, and they recover it for 6. Touchdown Luke Womack, his 2nd in as many ball games.
That'll be about as little effort that Luke Womack will have to exert to score a touchdown in his football career. Just take a little jog into the end zone. The ball's sitting there. All he had to do is bend over and pick up the football for 6 points, and you always love that as a defensive player. Of course, we saw Luke Womack score an offensive touchdown last week.
The snap is down. No, it's not. The snap is actually juggled. Now Rawlings will pick it up, run right, then reverses field, and he's down at the 5-yard line. Could be a flag on the play, but there won't be. It will not be called. One of the sophomore there on special teams hog-tied Rawlings at the 5. He's slow to get up. We'll take a quick timeout. It's Westlake 41, Anderson nothing. This is Westlake football.
At age 40, attorney and Marine Corps reservist David Little was the picture of health until the left side of his body went completely numb.
We were on the phone while he was driving home when he suddenly stopped talking.
My dad had a stroke when he was driving me home.
I'm just really glad he ended up at St. David's, South Austin.
St. David's, South Austin saved my life.
Do you know what to do in an emergency? Visit stdavids.com to learn more.
This winter, prepare to be amazed as Elisa's Dance Academy and the Westlake Symphonic Orchestra come together to perform a variety of holiday favorites. Audiences will be astounded by concert-quality music and dramatic visual effects in a stunning production perfect for all ages. Join us December 12th, 13th, and 14th as the Westlake Technical Entertainment Crew and Lexus of Austin present The Nutcracker Spectacular. Tickets are on sale now. Get them online at whstec.com.
A fumble recovery by Luke Womack in the end zone. And a short snap there, and Rawlings unable to reverse his field and turn something out of nothing. Joe Taylor, John Nidell, Abe Garcia, Cameron Walker, our associate producer here on site at Nelson Field. 41-0. Westlake with the lead over Anderson. And the fumble recovery in the end zone for Womack, the reason for the score. And now trying to make a move out to the 15-yard line, and doing so in a pretty easy fashion there, and a nice job on the return by Chad Lanfer. Lanfer making the move out to about the 16-yard line. Call it the 19-yard line after he's done running. They give him forward progress out to the 19. And it will be 1st down and 10 for Anderson, down 41-0.
Yeah, and right now Anderson's just thinking, let's try to string a couple of first downs together. You heard in my pregame interview with Coach Shaw, he jokingly said, and when I asked what's his goal on offense, what is he going to try to do, he said get a first down or 2. That's what they got to do on this drive right here.
3:28 left here in the half, and the handoff, unfortunately, goes to Ortiz. He didn't have it secured, and he is down in the backfield yet again. Just a swarm of tacklers there as Ortiz really having no space to do anything with the football. As his quarterback, Menke, hands it off to him. They back him up a yard. 2nd down and 11 to the 18.
Yeah, William Wang, the backup nose guards in the game. You see a few reserves now. Patrick Elliott at corner. Tate Shaw, of course, a starter in there. Bennett Huddleston. You see the starters, and then pepper in a few reserves as well.
3 minutes left here in the half. 41-0. And now they swing it out, just a flanker screen. That pass is caught on the outside by Keenest. Keenest makes the grab, but again, it is well short of the line of scrimmage. Defended nicely there as they try to swing it towards the 15-yard line, and Keenest actually loses yardage on the play back to the 15-yard line.
Yeah, and look who it is again. It's Rhodes' leg just absolutely beating the block of a wide receiver to make a tackle right at the line of scrimmage on those little quick passes out to the wide receiver. That's just a heck of a play by Rhodes' leg.
3rd down and 14 officially here. 3 wide receivers to the Anderson side of the field. That's the wide side. 1 receiver to the short side of the field. Shotgun set here for Menke, who is back to pass. Menke now trying to step up and rolls left. Still looking, fires downfield. He has a man. He throws into double coverage. A leaping grab, and that pass is, we'll have to wait for a ruling. No, it is caught. What an excellent grab there on the back end of that play by Mitchell Tarantolo, the 6'4", 180-pound junior. He has one catch on the year coming into this game for 45 yards. Folks, he has just eclipsed that with a pass complete to the Chaparral 44-yard line. Wow, what a catch by Mitchell.
Yeah, and I'm going to venture a guess and say that his one reception for 45 yards was probably a pretty similar type of play. At 6'4", he's a guy that you can just throw the ball up to and he can go up and make a play, and that's what he did right there for his second catch of the season.
40-yard pickup there, so he almost matches it. Not bad. You're averaging almost 40 yards a catch if you're Mitchell there, and the handoff goes to Ortiz. He goes down immediately, and a nice play there by, I believe it's Andrew Marsh getting an opportunity there.
Number 1, Chris Ortiz. Loss of about 1 yard. Now second.
Loss of 1 yard on the play.
At the 45-yard line.
It'll be second down and 11. The nose of the football after that 40-yard grab by the junior receiver. Sets up Anderson here at the Chaparral 45-yard line. Second down and 11. Slight pistol formation here. And now back to pass is Menke. Runs out of time, and that pass is fired over the middle and caught in between the hash marks. And now inside the 40-yard line, down to the 39 is Keenest. Keenest picks up the first, or very close to what technically was the original line of scrimmage in their earlier drive. But now it's 3rd and 5 as Anderson really trying to put together a string of positive plays. Menke along with Ortiz looking to the sidelines for the plays. A trio of wide receivers to the wide side of the field, one here to the short side of the field on 3rd and 5, less than a minute to play in the half. Blitz look here for Westlake, and here they come. Wow, and somehow Menke got it out to Graham, and that's a first down. There's the goal, and it's been eclipsed here with 47 seconds to play. Anderson picks up the first down inside the 30. So 2 first downs on this drive, and Anderson's going to take a timeout. We will keep it here, but now moving the football down the field are the Anderson Trojans, and to give credit to Menke there. He stood right in the face of that blitz from the weak side and delivered a good ball over the middle.
Yeah, that's impressive right there. All night he's been under pressure. These Westlake defenders have really lived in the backfield of the Trojans, and a good job there to see the pressure coming and just absolutely stick in there. Like you said, Menke, a nice play to deliver that ball for a first down.
We go down to the sidelines to Abe Garcia. Abe got a good look at it. Again, talk a little bit about what's going down on the sidelines as some of the backups are getting the opportunity to play amidst the starters.
Well, Anderson's doing a really good job here on this drive, going a little bit inside the defense right there. But Westlake is taking chances. They're being aggressive on defense. I guarantee you this, even though they're up 41-0, I guarantee you Coach Allman wants this stop on this drive.
6-play, 57-yard drive thus far here in this offensive series that started all the way back inside the 15-yard line after an interception by Gavin Graham. First down and 10 at the Chaparral 28. Rolling here is Menke, rolling to the near side, firing towards the end zone. He has a man, and it's overthrown. A nice opportunity there for Jacob Ingling, the 6', 175-pound junior. He has 3 catches for 56 yards and, of course, a touchdown, one of the few for Anderson this season. And that ball just beyond his reach, right in front of the Westlake band, gearing up for their halftime performance here on the near side. And it'll be second down and 10 with 41 seconds to play here in the half.
And Zach Dansby was quickly providing the pressure from the backside of Menke, so he had to get rid of that football. Good job there by Dansby to get pressure on the quarterback.
Second down and 10. Like to see Trevor Dickey get an opportunity here coming off that weak side, and here he comes trying to get the push. Menke now pocket collapsing, and he'll have to move up the left hash mark. He picks up positive yards down about the 26-yard line. Nice pop at the end of the play there for the Chaparrals, and getting the opportunity there was William Wang. A timeout here with 31 seconds to play in the half. We'll go ahead and keep it here. Joe Taylor alongside John Nidell. Abe Garcia patrolling the sidelines. And the Anderson Trojans trying to put something together here. It'll be a third down and a long 8. The ball resting right around the 26-yard line on the left hash towards the Westlake side of the field. We invite you to watch this game on the Time Warner Cable Sports channel. That's channel 408 in the digital tier, and in the HD tier, it's 1509. A statewide channel broadcasting Westlake football every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. So you have to wait a one extra day, but it'll be there 9 a.m. on Sunday morning. And hear from a lot of people who just get up and make that a part of their Sunday routine. Watch the rebroadcast and listen to our call of the game. And, of course, the sights and sounds brought to you by Westlake Technical Entertainment Crew. 3rd down and 8 with 31 seconds to play here in the half. 41-0. Westlake all over Anderson here in this District 15 5A matchup. 4 wide receivers in the formation here on 3rd down and 8. Here comes the rush, and wow, what a push up front. And it was Trevor Dickey. The flag's going to be thrown. This is intentional grounding, and I just said Trevor Dickey's been itching to come off that right side. Sometimes they line him up here in the middle. Sometimes they line him up to the right. But it's intentional grounding is the call. Well, they're going to actually wave off the flag here. Don't know why, but Trevor Dickey just coming out of the woodworks there as he had his eye on number 6, and Menke had to get rid of it.
I saw a couple guys in the area, but both of their jerseys started with 7 and had another number, so I don't think they were eligible receivers in the area, but they're going to try for a long field goal here, try to get some points on the board.
And for the Anderson Trojans, it'll be an opportunity here for the young kicker, Fred Bells. And Fred Bells, unfortunately, opting with the long field goal try, and it is no good.
It's a good kick, though, from the home stands, which is where we're at. And these Anderson fans, it actually looked like it might be good, and they reacted like they thought it was. But obviously wide to the left, and disappointing for the Anderson Trojans not to get some points on the board before halftime.
So 23 seconds, and you know that possibly here Westlake's probably just going to take a knee on this one, jog it to the locker room, talk a little bit about strategizing personnel going into the second half of play. It's once again a big opportunity for the Westlake Chaparrals. They avoid the best drive of the night for the Anderson Trojans, and John Rhodes at quarterback. He'll take the knee and watch the clock roll, and Westlake will take it to the locker room here as the first half comes to an end. We're inside 10 seconds, and of course, we'll go down to the sidelines and be joined by Abe Garcia and Darren Allman. And as we watch the final 5 seconds tick off the clock here in the first quarter at Nelson Field, at halftime, Westlake all over Anderson here at Nelson Field. Westlake 41, Anderson nothing. And we await the thoughts of Darren Allman, who is making sure that his first half card is signed efficiently there as he waits to go into the clubhouse and talk to his team. And looks like Abe Garcia is ready with Coach Allman down on the Westlake sideline. Abe, take it away.
Thanks, Joe. Coach Allman, despite the short week, your team got off to a quick start. How would you assess your first half so far?
Well, it helped us last week, I think, getting our guys off the field early. We were able to play well enough to do that, and so I think it's helped us probably get off to a fast start. And you know, we have a lot more depth than they do. I think they've only got 34 players or so over there right now, but they're playing hard, just like we knew they would. And our guys are playing well. We've made some good stops on defense. We're throwing and catching the ball well. You know, so we'll go in and look at personnel, try to get some people in the game here, and expect them to do the same thing.
All right, Coach.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Abe Garcia down on the sidelines. Joe Taylor alongside John Nidell back at the UFCU broadcast booth. And you heard it, some personnel decisions to make at halftime, just trying to make sure that everybody gets an opportunity to play. And for Anderson, trying to build off that final drive. Even though they don't come away with points, definitely seeing some signs of improvement.
Yeah, exactly. And Anderson, you know, played well there at the end of the half. That drive, it's disappointing not to get the points. But for the Westlake Chaparrals, you're encouraged by the first half. You know you're going to get to play some reserves in the second half, which is what you did last week against Aikens. It's a fairly clean played first half and no injuries. So far, so good for the Westlake Chaparrals.
Sights and sounds of Thursday night football here at Nelson Field. Your halftime score, Westlake leading Anderson 41-0. This is Westlake football. Won the toss to Alex Chavez. Chavez has picked up the first.
My favorite play was the first one, the opening kickoff and the return by Michael Sievert, who was back there returning for his first time during the year. We knew Michael had the ability to tilt that head back and run and do it fast. He was our scout team running back through the playoffs last year, and our defense had a hard time chasing him down. And so it was encouraging to get off to a fast start and then to finish with the guys who had prepared themselves for a long time to do so.
We welcome you back to Nelson Field, live in Northeast Austin. Joe Taylor alongside John Nidell and Abe Garcia down on the sidelines. Cameron Walker, our wonderful assistant producer, and of course Trey Ellis helping us out with stats tonight. We welcome you inside the UFCU broadcast booth. A 41-0 lead for the Westlake Chaparrals, coming off a 62-0 shutout of Aikens a week ago. In full swing are the Westlake Chaparrals here in District 15 5A play.
That's right. They're playing really well, offense, defense, special teams, and last week in the second half went with a running clock against Aikens. We'll see if we do that again tonight, but going to get a lot of opportunities to see some reserves for the Westlake Chaparrals build that depth, which is what they were able to do last week.
Indeed, and we'd like to thank both bands, Westlake and Anderson, and for Anderson, as the brother of a former drum major for the Anderson Trojans. My sister used to lead the massive Anderson band, and the tradition continues 15 years later as we just got a very big treat. The Trojan Bells still do what they do as well, and of course our hats off. Everybody participating in the Westlake Marching Contest tomorrow at Chaparral Stadium, and I know that is always a fan favorite. You want to see real tomato ketchup, Eddie, when it comes to big-time 5A and 4A bands. Make your way out to the Marching Fest tomorrow. It is a sight to be seen. Beautiful music and unbelievable bands. And I know you know a little thing about, it's actually Saturday, not tomorrow. I'm a day ahead of myself. It's Thursday night football, John. What do you want from me? I'm trying to say that it's tomorrow. I want it to be tomorrow because I don't have to go to work tomorrow, and I'd like to go see it. But it is Saturday at Chaparral Stadium. Thank you for the correction, John. I appreciate that. We are live at Nelson Field. We take a look at the first half stats as Westlake and Anderson gearing up, and we look at them now. It's pretty impressive when you think about it. You'd think there'd be more yardage here, but as we go to our stats, total offense, 236 yards for the Westlake Chaparrals to just 77 yards. It says 71. It's actually 77 unofficially here. 88 yards on the ground to 11 yards on the ground for Anderson. 242 yards of total offense, 164 of those through the air. And, of course, 38 of those 164 on one play from Jordan Sievert to Rhodes' leg. Again, there is really the tail of the tape. Then there have been 5 turnovers in the ballgame. 2 for Westlake, 3 for Anderson. 2 of those, unfortunately, leading to points right at the onset of the turnover. The fumble recovery in the end zone by Luke Womack, and of course the pick 6 by Rhodes' leg. Really outside of those 2 turnovers, the fumble and the interception thrown by Sean Rawlings, his first of the season and only the second interception for Westlake quarterbacks this season, John. It really has been a perfect game outside of just a little misstep here and there. For Anderson, they've got to regroup. If they are going to run the clock, this is an opportunity to try to get better against guys that don't get to play very much.
Yeah, Westlake has done very well on offense. They've been able to run the football. We haven't seen any breaking long runs, which maybe that's something you would like to see from the Westlake Chaparrals, but the running game's been working nonetheless. The short passing game has certainly been working, and then we see the 2 deep balls by Jordan Sievert, 1 to Patrick Elliott, 1 to Rhodes' leg, and they're playing well right now, and you see they're on the sideline, John Rhodes taking some snaps.
And we got to see John Rhodes, in fact, in all forums last week. He was able to throw the ball. He was perfect passing, 4-4 for 62 yards and a touchdown pass. Also was perfect running the football, had a carry for 25 yards and a touchdown as well. He also caught a touchdown pass. So he did a little bit of everything in last week's win. He was able to captain this offense and do a lot of different things. When Westlake can kind of convert into that zone read or option team that they can be with Sean Rawlings and a guy like John Rhodes. And what I like about it, we said this in the first half, John, John Rhodes has been basically injured since he came onto this varsity roster. He has never been right at 100%. Now he's bigger, he's stronger, and for the first time here in his senior season, he is able to contribute on both sides of the football, contribute with the passing game, with the running game, and it's going to be nice to see what he's going to be able to accomplish here in the second half.
Yeah, and I mentioned earlier in the broadcast just his versatility, especially at 6'2", 215 pounds. He can go out wide, and he has the speed to be a wide receiver. He has the speed to be a running quarterback, as we saw last week, and then the size to go down inside and block in the running game. So, and then, of course, on defense as well. And he's just a versatile player and a great asset.
Alex Reeves will pop this one. It'll be a short kickoff fielded at the 15-yard line on the far side of the field, and driven out of bounds on the far side there. And getting the opportunity there for the Anderson Trojans was number 22. That's Ryan Rusi, a starting wide receiver, getting an opportunity as one of the receivers. And the clock will be about 12 seconds it took for that play to commence. And we get a good look at the Anderson Trojans here to lead things off on their own end of the field. It'll be first down and 10 from their own 23-yard line. Rusi will line up as a receiver to the far side of the field. The men of Troy moving left to right from our perspective, right to left on the television broadcast. It'll be Ortiz and Minky in the backfield, two wide receivers to the wide side of the field, one to the short side of the field on first down and 10 from the 23. And now here comes the blitz. Minky will fire here to the near side. That pass is caught, and a nice play there by Nick Scott as he stood up the receiver, Keenest. Ryan Keenest makes the grab, but he is driven back inside the 25-yard line down to the 24. Maybe a gain of 1 on the play, and a nice pop there by Nick Scott.
Yeah, that's a great play by Nick Scott to really break down and make a tackle. That's how you do it. You see him bend his legs and get in a tackling position and strike at the midsection of the receiver. That's how you tackle right there for Nick Scott.
From the right hash on second down and 9, two wide receivers each way here as we are just underway in the second half, 41-0. Now Ortiz trying to turn the corner. He does, and a good opportunity there to lay some wood on Ortiz, and coming up and making the pop there was Hudson Peterson, but a flag has been thrown.
Yeah, it's going to be holding. Harrison Lyons, the defensive end, got held there on the outside as the head referee saw it, and that'll push Anderson back 10 yards.
Holding by the offense, number 70 from the previous spot, still second down.
So Christian Mendiola, the 6'1", 270-pound junior, called there, and it'll be second down. And the ball moved back inside the 15-yard line down to the 14-yard line. And the Trojans would need roughly the 33-yard line to pick up the first down. So it's quite a bit of distance here on their own end of the field. Two wide receivers each way as Minky barking out signals with Ortiz to his left.
The clock should be rolling here, but it's not.
And now looking downfield, has time, looking to the far sideline. That pass is going to be batted down, and it should be Harrison Lyons' football. And he might have an argument there with Rusi trying to pull him out of the way. No flag thrown. Harrison Lyons knew he had an opportunity at that interception, but it's batted down, incomplete. Third down and 14 coming up here for the Trojans.
And in case you're wondering, they're not going with a running clock here in the third quarter, as Anderson is now faced with a 3rd and long.
Ball marked at the 19-yard, ball marks actually at the 14-yard line. Not too sure where the scoreboard folks are looking right now. It's actually quite a bit longer. It's about 3rd down and 19. They'll swing it out here to the flat. And a nice little flanker screen. Blocking is good downfield. Trying to shake outside is the intended receiver. And once again, Gavin Graham just trying to put the athlete in space, and he just can't make it to the outside. Good defense there is just trying to seal off that outside. And a good high percentage pass here from Menke, and Graham just running out of room, and it's 4th down here for the Trojans as he takes the ball out to the 23-yard line.
Yeah, and from the looks of it on that series of downs for the Westlake Chaparral defense, it looked like it was all reserves in there. We saw some cornerbacks, Hudson Peterson and Jackson Abney, in the game. So a good stop for the second-team defense.
And now Menke going to punt it away. It'll be a high and short punt. A good field position here, trying to get away from it. Peter, the call by Tate Shaw as Harrison Lyons vacates the premises as well. And it will roll out of bounds here at the Chaparral 47-yard line. And that's where Westlake will start. And the men from the hills of Westlake in their white jerseys with the blue numerals trimmed in red, the red pants, the silver helmet with the red blocked Westlake W on the side. As we get a good look on the sideline on our television broadcast, and we get a good look at some of the men going into the ball game here. And we see Viraj Mehta along with Michael Morrill And getting a good look also there down on the field is Taylor Marks. He is one of the starters playing right guard. Jordan Edgar out with a little bit of an injury, and the handoff will go to Malik Jacobs. Jacobs right across the line of scrimmage and into Anderson Trojan territory as he makes his way out to the 49-yard line. A pickup of 4 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 6, and just a little give on the dive play to Malik Jacobs.
Yeah, the wide receivers in there. We see Brendan Kelly, the senior receiver.
One wide receiver here to the short side of the field, 2 to the wide side, and now Rhodes is going to keep it himself on a zone read. Rhodes fighting off one tackler, using that muscle and working his way down just outside the left hash mark to the 45-yard line. And John, that's exactly what that 215-pound frame allows him to do. Stiff arm and use his strength to muscle his way in for a little bit more manageable 3rd down, as he really did a nice job there, just overworking and overpowering his man down there. And unfortunately for Grant Giles, he was the victim there of John Rhodes on that nice little run to the 45-yard line.
And I'm sure when his dad watches film, he's going to tell John that, you know what, let's not do a swim move, though, with the football. a little bit lax in the ball security, but he held on in a good game.
3rd down and 3 with a receiver each way. 2 tights under center. The handoff goes to Jacobs. Malik at the 40-yard line, driving his way forward to the 41-yard line. And his forward progress halted at the 40, but it's good enough for a 1st down. A 5-yard gain there for Malik Jacobs, and he's fired up with a 1st down as he exits stage right. I think he has a bit of an issue there with his helmet, but Malik picking up the 1st down for Westlake down to the Trojan 40-yard line.
And we might get to see John Rhodes throw the football some on this drive, but Westlake right now, I think, is thinking run the football, run clock, and we want to see that. The coaches are thinking, we want to see this offensive line establish the line of scrimmage and get these backs some work and run some clock and just methodically go down the field.
Right now the Chaparrals in the shotgun, or at least a pistol formation. The handoff will go to Christian O'Connor. O'Connor trying to go to the right side and does. He's inside the 39, down to the 38-yard line. John Nidell calling for a flag there, but it looks like they were able to hold off the holding call there. But no flag on the play there as O'Connor dives forward for a short gain inside the 39-yard line down to the 38. A gain of 2 on the play for O'Connor's first carry.
Yeah, they grabbed the horse collar, but didn't pull him down by it. So good job of keeping the flag in the pocket there. And now Westlake faced with a 2nd down and 8.
Inside 8 minutes, 41-0. Westlake with the lead here. O'Connor flanking John Rhodes. 2 receivers to the wide side of the field, 1 to the short side. Rhodes backs up and throws, and that pass is incomplete. Intended downfield for Michael Noteboom. And unfortunately, Noteboom sees that one go over his head. Incomplete. 3rd down and 8 coming up here for the Chaparrals. Jonathan Harris there defensively for the Trojan defense, and now just trying to make some plays here so they can get their offense back on the field. Splitting out to the wide side of the field will be Andrew Laycock. He is in the ball game here as a backup wide receiver, and Nick Scott in the ball game as a receiver here to the near side left. Building depth and understatement as 4 wide receivers here, 3 to the wide side of the field. 3rd down and 8. Here's Rhodes. Fires over the middle, and that pass is caught for a 1st down inside the 25-yard line down to the 22. And it's Laycock coming across the middle for his first catch of the year. And Laycock coming up with a great grab. And how about the throw from John Rhodes?
Yeah, and look here, too. Malik Jacobs, the junior running back. It's just great blitz pickup there on the outside. Oftentimes, that's the thing that young backs struggle with the most. It's pass protection, it's blitz pickup, especially for a smaller guy like Malik Jacobs. He gave John Rhodes the time in the pocket, and Rhodes delivered to Laycock for a 1st down.
1st down and 10, the ball marked at the Trojan 22-yard line, and now the handoff will go to Jacobs. Jacobs trying to cut the gap on the right side, and does inside the 20. And he squirts forward, and that's the best way to really describe verbally the running style there when they go off right tackle to Malik Jacobs. He's just trying to find a little bit of a seam so he can just pop through there. But a 2-yard pickup, and it'll be 2nd down and 8.
How about the red and the blue gloves from Malik Jacobs?
And representing the JV red and the JV blue. How about that? His boys doing a good job last night against this very Anderson Trojan JV. They win big. Cruised by here last night to see that, and that pass is almost, wow, and that's unbelievable right there. When you look at what Nick Scott did, that ball ricocheted off Nick Scott. He collected the football, realized he was wrapped up, and then he tossed it to Brendan Kelly. And so the ball is complete. Unfortunately, it goes backwards for the Chaparrals to the 24-yard line, and that is the most interesting 4-yard loss that you will ever see. The pass juggled and caught by Scott and then tossed to Kelly for a 4-yard loss.
Yeah, it's entertaining if nothing else.
We have seen it all. And coming up next in the center ring, the Dancing Bear. Kelly splits out here to the short side of the field. 2 wide receivers to the wide side of the field on 3rd down and 12. Now back to pass. Rhodes has time, fires to the far side, and that pass is incomplete. Intended for Nick Scott yet again, and he could not come up with the football at the 20. So it's 4th down here for the Chaparral offense. And they're very close to what could be a makeable field goal, but we'll have to see what they elect to do here. The ball marked right around the 24-yard line, so it would be a 40-yard field goal try here, roughly. And we will get a good look at Dallin Nelson. Nelson 3 of 4, his long of 37, and this will be right at 41 yards from the left hash here. The ball marked on the hash mark nearest to the Anderson bench will be Zucker to snap, Rawlings to hold. And a big opportunity here to show what Dallin Nelson could do. Slight breeze in his face here. Here's the snap. It's down. Here's the kick. It's a side winding kick, and it curls to the left, and it is no good. 5:37 remaining in the 3rd quarter, and Westlake unable to put points on the board on a missed field goal try there for Dallin Nelson. And it'll turn over on downs towards the Anderson Trojans. We'll keep it here and go down to the sidelines. Again, a little sputter there offensively for some of the reserves, but so far the mood's got to be pretty good. Got to go back to the drawing board and try to build depth there on the sidelines.
Coaches, let them know that they deserve a chance to play. And by the way, John Rhodes, you haven't seen him play quarterback. He has a really strong arm.
Yeah, very strong from the pocket as well. Now Minke with the handoff to Ortiz, wrapped up at the 25-yard line, and done so nicely there. And a big play by Hudson Peterson. Peterson getting the opportunity there. The other Hudson, if you will, defensively, as he comes out of there with a nice pop. And also Kanan Clark-Bateman, one of the backup inside linebackers, who's actually started some this season. An injury to Bryce Boisvert early. We got a good look at Bateman. Gain of 1 officially for Ortiz. 2nd down and 9. 5:08 to remain in the 3rd quarter. 41-0. Westlake over Anderson here at Nelson Field. Pistol formation with 2 wide receivers to the wide side of the field. This time Ortiz takes it, and he's not going very far. Trevor Dickey all over that play in the backfield, and that's the 2nd time we've really seen number 43 just crash down and make a play. And Dickey was in the backfield at the tail end of the 2nd half, and this time he fights off 1 blocker, and a nice job also making plays. William Wang from his nose tackle position, or defensive lineman position there, as Wang's taken over at defensive end here with Boisvert as a down lineman here on the near side as a defensive end. How about that? Linebackers all around for the Westlake Chaparrals.
Yeah, and they're just living in the backfield right now for Anderson. A lot of breakdowns up front for the Trojans.
3rd down and 12 here from the 22. Now looking to the far sideline. That pass is caught, but defense there immediately at the 25-yard line. And now pick your Chaparral, folks, on the back end of that play as Boisvert, along with some of the reserves in the backfield, look like Tyler Bost and Alex Rees at a backup, or excuse me, I should say it's Alex Rees really leading the charge from the corner position, as it was Rees along with Sievert that started the play. They stopped the intended receiver there on the near side and just waited for teammates. And now it's 4th down. They advanced the ball out to the 27-yard line, so it was a pickup of 5 yards on the play. But Minke will have to punt it away. Mentioned this is his 3rd punt, averaging 31 yards a punt this season here, and he's back. No one deep to receive. And here comes, it's a block punt. And getting a hand on it there on the near side, I believe, was Nate Flanagan. Flanagan got his paw on the punt by Minke, and ball is loose. It is Westlake football in Trojan territory at the 31-yard line. What a nice job there by Flanagan, getting an opportunity on special teams, and he came in and swatted that ball.
And the ball just kind of dribbled there back to the punter. You see it here on the television replay, a little bit of a bouncer, and that caused the rush off the left side of the line for the Westlake Chaparrals as the punter for Anderson had to move to his right. He just went right into the rush and a good block, and Westlake gets the ball now at good field position at the 32.
And in Trojan territory, which is where they've been living all night, Brian Keeney in at fullback. along with Christian O'Connor. 2 wide receivers to the wide side of the field, 1 to the short side from the right hash. The handoff goes to O'Connor. O'Connor trying to turn the corner at the 30. O'Connor delivering the blow at the 26-yard line and taking the would-be tackler with him. A nice job there by Christian O'Connor by just lowering his shoulder there. And the Anderson Trojan on the receiving end of that was Michael Onahua, the sophomore at 6'4", 180. He is definitely a presence there, but O'Connor just ran right over him. A nice gain there of 6 yards on the play, 2nd and 4. The ball marked at the 26.
And we saw it last week, too, with Christian O'Connor when he came in the game. You really see the effort that some of the reserves give when they get in the game. It's, you know, they're not seeing 41-0 on the scoreboard. They're seeing this is my chance to make an impression.
And now the ball is loose, and it looks like it's going to be recovered by Anderson. Anderson's going to recover the 2nd fumble of the night for the Chaparrals. We'll have to wait to see, but it looked like the Trojans smothered it there. A little issue with the snap as it went right back, and once again it was just a designed handoff here to the near side to J.P. Dillo, but Anderson has come up with the rock, and it is Dalton Shoemaker that makes the recovery there. The backup nose guard, 6'2", 245-pound junior, and just like that, after one play, it's Anderson football. After Flanagan blocked the punt by Menke, the first play, the ball hits the turf, and Anderson has recovered their 2nd fumble recovery of the night and their 3rd turnover forced for Westlake. 2 wide receivers each way here. 2 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter, 41-0 Westlake, but Anderson getting the football back. Out of the gun, they fake the handoff inside, now fire to the far side is Graham. Graham trying to pick up would-be blockers in front out to the 26-yard line before he's forced out of bounds. Nice job there by Stephen Rue, the sophomore defensive back, and mid-season call up there as he roughs him up out of bounds. 2nd down and 4 after officially the 6-yard pickup out to the 36-yard line here in Trojan territory. 2 wide receivers each way. Nixon hanging back and flanking Menke. And Joseph signaling for his big athlete Graham to go in motion. And he gets the handoff at the 35-yard line, trying to get away from the football. And now the ball has come out. The ball has come out, and it looks like it might be Westlake football. We will wait and see. The ball came out of the hands, but it looks like Anderson is going to retain possession of the ball right at the 38-yard line. So a good play there. They put the athlete in motion, had Graham come down the line of scrimmage, gave it right to him, and just a nice job there of wrapping up. Ball came out momentarily, as you can see it there on the television replay, but Anderson all over it. And a nice job there defensively by Trevor Dickey to cover the football up. Or they at least try to make the tackle there. And 3rd down and 5 here out of the shotgun. The handoff goes to Ortiz. Ortiz trying to make his way around the corner, and he's dragged down at the 41-yard line by the jersey. Hudson Peterson there again. And a nice job also by Matt Kelly. But it's good enough for a 1st down for the Anderson Trojans as they make their way across the 41-yard line out to the 42. So their 3rd 1st down of the ball game. Achieved here out to their own 42-yard line where it's 1st down and 10, less than a minute to play, 3rd quarter. Joseph Menke looking to the sidelines. 1 wide receiver here to the short side of the field, 3 to the wide side on 1st down and 10. Menke with pressure, he throws, and that pass is somehow caught by Graham. What a great grab by Gavin Graham, and he's brought down immediately. But a good quick pass by Menke as he had pressure all over him and delivers a strike to Graham.
Yeah, it doesn't take long watching the Anderson Trojans to realize that Gavin Graham is definitely their best player, their best athlete. This offense this season has averaged, coming into this game, only 194 total yards in 5 ball games. So they've struggled to move the ball. Gavin Graham, certainly one of the few bright spots.
Bateman on the tackle there after the 7-yard pass pickup there on the leaping grab by Graham, and that will do it for the 4th quarter of play, or 3rd quarter of play, excuse me. After 3 quarters, it is Westlake 41, Anderson nothing. Anderson able to keep it scoreless here as we break it for the 3rd quarter, 41-0, Westlake with the lead. We'll be back in just a moment. This is Westlake football.
At age 40, attorney and Marine Corps reservist David Little was the picture of health until the left side of his body went completely numb.
We were on the phone while he was driving home when he suddenly stopped talking.
My dad had a stroke when he was driving me home.
I'm just really glad he ended up at St. David's, South Austin.
St. David's, South Austin saved my life.
Do you know what to do in an emergency? Visit stdavids.com to learn more.
You need steam for a deep down clean. Send in the team, the steam team.
The Steam Team is your #1 choice for cleaning residential and commercial carpet, tile and wood flooring, upholstery, air ducts, and more, including 24-hour emergency water and fire damage restoration. All employees are trained and certified by the Institute of Inspection, Cleaning, and Restoration.
You need steam for a deep down clean. Send in the team, the steam team.
Call 451-TEAM.
And here's the play out of the break, and now running for his life is Menke. Menke met hard. A helmet flies off on the near side, but he hangs onto the football. Nice pop at the end of the play by Bobby Buchowski. But Menke on the carry, able to get to the outside and pick up 9 yards on that run. It'll be second down and a short one. The nose of the football at the 49-yard line in Chaparral territory. So just like that, the Trojans in business here in Chaparral territory. No one scored in the third quarter of play, 41-0. Joe Taylor alongside John Nidell. Abe Garcia down on the sidelines. 3 wide receivers in the formation, 2 to the wide side of the field, 1 to the short side of the field on third down. And now the handoff goes to Ortiz. Ortiz loses the rock momentarily, but able to collect it as he went down to the ground. And that rock getting a little slippery in everybody's hands tonight. 3 turnovers for both ball clubs here as Ortiz falls forward to about the 48-yard line, and that is good for a first down for the Anderson Trojans.
They've been able to get a few first downs here in the second half against the reserves for the Westlake defense, building a little bit of confidence. And that's good as they will go on through district play. Of course, this is their second district game, lost to Del Valley last week, 21-0. Hoping to get some points on the board here tonight.
Darren Shaw just trying to make sure that his club can do positive things, even if they're on the wrong side of the scoreboard, but that's not very positive as Buchowski along with Dickey in the backfield to hit Ortiz. You want to talk about a man that's had a long Thursday night. That is Chris Ortiz, the leading rusher, and he has been roughed up in the backfield, and that ball, as his forward progress, halted at the 49-yard line, so it will be second down after the loss of 4 on the play. They'll have 14 yards in front of them. They need the Chaparral 38 to pick up the first down. It'll be second down here for the Anderson Trojans. The men of Troy with 3 wide receivers to the wide side of the field, right in front of the Westlake bench. And, of course, Rusi, the isolated receiver on Alex Rees here to the near side. 3 men down, 1 outside linebacker ready to go. We'll see if the blitz comes for Westlake. Here it comes. Boisvert able to man his position there, but a nice run by Menke as he goes to the opposite side of the blitz. He saw Boisvert coming up and took a right turn around the right side of the offensive line. Picks up positive yardage back to the original line of scrimmage, so a nice job there. About a 4-yard pickup for Menke as he is popped at the end of the play.
Now we'll probably see a pass play here. You see Graham splitting out. The key right here for that offensive line to hold this Westlake defense out of the backfield. It's been a tough task so far tonight as Westlake's defense has gotten a lot of pressure on the running game and the passing game in the backfield.
Third down and 9 officially here from the Chaparral 47-yard line. And Graham on the slot here on the near side left. Now running for his life is Menke. He has no play, and he throws it out of bounds. Incomplete. 4th down coming up for the Trojans. So they'll have to punt it away, and Westlake's offense once again will get an opportunity. Shut out in the third quarter, 41-0. That was your halftime score. It remains that way with 9:07 to play in the ball game here from Nelson Field, just east of I-35 on Highway 290, and near the campus of near the campus of John Reagan High School. A couple state championships in Reagan's tenure. The men in light blue, the Raiders. Fans talk about it here, especially guys like Ken Freitag, owner of Freitag's Florist. He's a graduate of Reagan. They always say when Reagan was Reagan here in the Austin area. And 4th down and 9. And unfortunately for Menke, he's going to go for it. But now he steps out of the tackle in the backfield. Now squirts his way to the right side. Lots of running room. And he works his way down inside the 40-yard line down to the 35. And it's good for a first down. Wow, that play was designed to be a throw, and a lot of traffic in the backfield, John, and somehow Menke just able to avoid Buchowski and get away from Trevor Dickey, and he had a lot of green in front of him. A big, big gain there.
Yeah, and like the third down play, Westlake's defensive line was about 5 yards into the backfield, and that actually worked against them there. The fact that all 4 guys on the defensive line pushed all the way into the backfield, 5 yards, getting pressure on the quarterback and able to escape to the outside, and there was nobody there to pick him up.
A 14-yard pickup on the run and a first down here. The ball at the Chaparral 33-yard line. A little misdirection there, and the handoff will go towards the inside fullback, Blunt, who doubles as a tailback. Actually, it's Nixon on the carry. My apologies. It was Blunt that went in motion there briefly. But a player down, and it is an Anderson, and it is actually a Westlake Chaparral. We'll have to see who this is laying flat on the 40-yard line as we go down to the sidelines at Abe Garcia. Abe, can you see who it is from your perspective?
I cannot. I can't tell the number. I know it starts with a 4, but it looked like he got cut on the block coming in to sack Minky, but he got him in the knee, like right above the kneecap.
James Doc Allen there trying to tend to it, along with Newt Hassan. Dr. Newt Hassan, who took a spill earlier in the season, was hit and actually was knocked out. Was able to, as we see that it's actually Bryce Boisvert, the backup linebacker who played so brilliantly earlier this season. So everybody taking a knee here, trying to figure out if Bryce is going to be okay. Doc Allen and Dr. Hassan get Bryce up. And the young sophomore, who has played just absolutely brilliantly, is going to be helped off the field by the team physician and the team trainer. No weight on the right leg of Bryce Boisvert. We'll have to keep an eye on that as an injury report. And that's the depth you talk about, especially in blowout games like this. You're trying very hard to kind of get back into it. Boisvert hurt earlier this season, able to come back here with the opportunity to play not only last week, but this week as well, John, and that's just not a good sign as Boisvert helped to the bench by Dr. Hassan and Doc Allen, the trainer. So back in business here, 2nd down and 10 for the Trojans following the incomplete pass, and that is a strike delivered from Minky, and nice grab there by Graham, and they pick up yardage down to the 26-yard line. So a good gain of 7 yards on that pass. 8.5 minutes to play here, and Anderson on the move, threatening the red zone.
Yeah, and injuries, especially in a game like this and late in the middle of the 4th quarter, 41-0, that's your priority number 1. Obviously, you're wanting to work on things for the guys who were in there, but priority number 1 is stay away from injuries. Unfortunately, Westlake not able to do that there. Hopefully, Bryce will be okay.
3rd down and 4 from the 26-yard line. A pistol formation to the right. Little early movement. No call. The handoff goes to Ortiz. Ortiz down immediately as he crosses the line of scrimmage down to the 25. Maybe picked up 1 on the play. Harrison Lyons coming up and making the pop on the outside. And really like the addition of Harrison Lyons. We see Tyler Bost getting in there as well. But Harrison Lyons, along with Bost and Clark Bateman, everybody getting a shot here to play defense, and they are flying to the football. 4th down and 2 here. And the whistle blows. We'll see a field goal try here from Bells. This one from 42 yards out. The snap is down. The kick is up. It has the distance, and it is good. Anderson is on the board for the first time in 3 ball games. 7:21 to play in the ball game, and Fred Bells knocks it through from 42 yards out. 7:21 to play. Westlake 41, Anderson 3. This is Westlake football.
On game days, you see me running out here with close to 100 other people. It's a team effort. It takes all of us to make UT football a success. It's a lot like you and your finances. You need to surround yourself with the best people in the business. That's where University Federal Credit Union comes in. The UFCU team works hard to make sure your financial game plan is always in shape. University of Texas Athletics and University Federal. So close, we share the same name.
We welcome you back to Nelson Field. The scoring drive, 13 plays, went 46 yards, took 7 minutes and 10 seconds off the 4th quarter clock, and capped by a 42-yard field goal by Fred Bells. And he's bending it a little bit like Beckham, not Bells, but heck of a soccer-style kick as he lines up for the ensuing kickoff here from 42 yards out. That'd have been good from 50 into the wind. A line drive kick here to the near side, and it will make the pylon. No, it will not. They actually went out here closer to the 5-yard line, and it will be a penalty on Fred Bell. So he kind of bent it to the left side, but that was close, John. We go down to the sidelines and Abe Garcia. Abe, one of the opportunities that you see here for Anderson is just to try to get points on the board. Big time morale boost there just by getting 3 points on the board, first time in 3 ball games.
Yeah, Joe, give credit to Coach Shaw and the Trojans. They've been playing hard all night. They've gotten 3 turnovers, but they haven't been able to turn it into points until that last field goal. Westlake has taken 2 out of the 3 turnovers for touchdowns. So give credit, even though they're down 41-3, give credit to Coach Shaw and the Trojans. They've been playing hard tonight.
Abe Garcia down on the sidelines. Of course, we'll hear Abe with Coach Darren Allman following this game. 7:19 to play here as we welcome you to live coverage of Westlake football here. 3rd game of District 15 5A. Westlake trying to move their district record to 2-1 and move their overall record to 4-3. Low snap and the handoff to Dillo. JP straight up the gut along the right side, just outside the right hash mark, out past the 35 to the 37-yard line. That's a 7-yard pickup there for JP Dillo.
And that field goal is huge for Anderson. I think if you talked to Darren Shaw before the game and asked him, Coach, you're not going to win the game, but you can outscore Westlake for an entire half in the second half, he'd say, I'll take it. That'll show that my kids gave great effort for an entire 2 quarters and played well against the Westlake Chaparrals, and that's what they're doing right now.
Under center, the toss will go to Malik Jacobs. Jacobs turning on the burners at the 40, and he's upended at the 41-yard line. Great tackle there by Gavin Graham. And Graham just upending Malik Jacobs, who hops up from the 41-yard line. It's good for a first down run out past the 41-yard line. It's a 4-yard pickup for Malik, and Malik moves the chains yet again. Really like his read on the holes inside, John. He really has great vision there for a junior tailback.
And he has the ability to make sharp cuts, which I would say that he, out of the 3 running backs between him, Slaughter, and Chavez, he does that the best.
And the inside handoff out of the pistol goes again to the man that can cut, and you saw it right there. He planted along that right hash mark and just cut it back towards the inside, out past the 45 to the 46-yard line. That's a pickup of 5 yards, and Malik will check out. Notaboom will stay in the ball game as a receiver there to the left side, along with Laycock, who has a catch already. It'll be second down and a short 5, technically. The nose of the football just grazing the 46-yard line there along the right hash. 2 wide receivers to the wide side of the field. Tyler Boykin, the tight end, to the right. And out of the pistol, the handoff goes to Christian O'Connor. O'Connor has the first down into Anderson Trojan territory. Graham on the pop leading the charge of 3 Anderson Trojans there, but also getting the initial pop was Jimmy Nguyen. Nguyen getting an opportunity there, but it's a first down run for Christian O'Connor, lowering the shoulder and moving the sticks.
Yeah, that was a great job there by the right side of that offensive line, just blowing open a hole. Raghav Kathuria still in the game, as is Taylor Marks. The 2 starters on the right side of the offensive line there, able to get that hole open.
Barrage Metha in there, 5'8", 200-pound senior. Boykin is a tight end to the right. And into the ball game here is Hank Dickerson. And now John Rhodes on the quarterback keeper trying to secure the football, carrying it gingerly in that right arm of his, tucking it between the bicep and the elbow, and securing it with the forearm out to the 40-yard line. Picks up 6 yards. It'll be second down and 4 for the Chaparrals. Again, just a patient run there by John Rhodes.
Yeah, and Matt Curtis as well, 5'8", 185-pound senior, the backup center. He's in there at the captain of the offensive line right now on this drive. This brings up a second and 4.
Ball marked on the right hash mark at the 40-yard line in Trojan territory. Notaboom split out to the far side. Now splitting here to the near side in front of the bench is Luis Castillo in front of the Anderson bench. The handoff will go to J.P. Dillo, who has room right up the gut inside the 35, down to the 34, and finally tackled at the right around the 32-yard line, and it's a first down run there for J.P. Dillo. Giles with the pop at the end of the play, and a nice job defensively as getting an opportunity there for the Trojans. And number 58, Evan Williams, the 5'10", 205 sophomore, one of the younger gentlemen on this Trojan football team. And they've got juniors and sophomores just sprinkled in all over the roster here, just trying to create numbers. 3:35 remaining in the ball game, 41-3, and Westlake on the move at the Trojan 37. First down, and the toss goes to JP. JP Dillo down to the 30-yard line, and a flag has been thrown here on the near side.
I think this is going to be 2 separate flags. The one here, I think Castillo didn't get set. It's going to be maybe an illegal shift.
Illegal formation by the offense, 5 in the backfield. That's a 5-yard penalty from the previous spot.
5-yard penalty. Again, too many men in the backfield there. Is
I think that was Castillo was supposed to be on the line of scrimmage there, and he was just a little off and threw the flag.
Dalton Shoemaker, one of the young men that recovered the fumble, one of the fumbles tonight here for the Trojans, comes into the ball game. First down and 15 now as the ball moves back out to the 37-yard line. The Chaparrals can pick up a first down just outside the red zone, right around the Trojan 22-yard line. 3:10 remaining, 41-3. The only score in the second half, a 42-yard field goal by Fred Bells. Here's Malik on the handoff. Jacob straight up the gut along that right hash mark, angles his way down to the 34-yard line. Just a little jump cut at the end of the run. John picks up that extra yard. Evan Williams on the stop, and the ball just inside the 35-yard line.
Yeah, I'm sure Westlake would be happy to just run this clock out as it's just inside of 3 minutes. But at the same time, if they're able to go down, they would be happy for these guys to punch the ball into the end zone, give whichever guy would score the touchdown, give him a chance to get in the end zone and give this reserve offense some good feelings as they leave this game.
Second down and 13, and we've got an injury update from Bryce Boisvert. We'll go to Abe in just a moment. 2 wide receivers to the far side, one here to the near side. Back to pass. Rhodes makes the throw, and that pass is caught at the 25-yard line. And a great job there in the open field. And it's going to his knees and making the grab was Michael Notaboom. Notaboom coming up with the grab. Short of the first down, obviously. The ball marked at right around the 26-yard line. So it's a nice pickup there out to the left hash on the Westlake side of the field, but a good throw by John Rhodes. And like I said, we'll get an injury update here following this series of plays on 3rd down and 3 from the 26-yard line. The Chaparrals need roughly the 22-yard line to pick up the first down. 2 wide receivers to the wide side, 1 to the short side, and now looks like a mix-up there on plays, and Rhodes is going to go down in the hands of Evan Williams, and a quarterback sack for Evan Williams, and just like that, it's 4th down, and Westlake, unfortunately, will have to make a decision here, but that is a drive-killing mistake there as everybody kind of on different pages at the end of the ball game here with 1:20 to play. Lack of focus, unfortunately, leads to a big sack back to the 32-yard line. They're going to say that John Rhodes' forward progress was halted right at the 32, so technically only a loss of about 6 on the play. And now Rhodes back to pass on 4th down. They swing it out here to O'Connor. O'Connor trying to fight through one tackler and does, but can't get out of the way of the other, and he's down at the 31-yard line. Gavin Graham wrapping him up at the 32-yard line, and it'll be a turnover on downs with less than a minute to play. 51 seconds, and we go down to the sidelines. An injury update on Boisvert, Abe.
Yeah, Joe, Bryce Boisvert is on the table with ice on his knees. I wanted to speculate because, you never know with these things. I thought it was actually, he got hit on the thigh, but it's actually right on the knee. He got hit helmet to knee, and obviously his return is doubtful. And let's hope for the best.
Yeah, not going to be in the ball game here with 51 seconds, but let's hope that's just a bruise, and that could be what it is. It's a shock to the system when you get a helmet on a kneecap. We'll make sure to update you and let you know how Bryce is doing here as more information becomes available to us. 3 wide receivers here in the final 51 seconds as Menke has done a great job here in the second half. And the handoff here on the inside and getting a good block is Anderson's tailback. And what a nice job there by Connor Gabriel. Connor Gabriel getting an opportunity in his first carry, takes him into Westlake territory. How about that? A nice run down inside the 45-yard line to the 43 in Chaparral territory. A big gain there for Gabriel Connor, and he is in the backfield with Ortiz, and it kind of makes you wonder where this young man has been all night. He lines up as part of 3 men in the backfield. It's Ortiz and Gabriel. Gabriel again getting the call. This time he's going to squirt forward, and Gabriel still on his feet inside the 30, down to the 25-yard line, and a shoestring grab by Abney is the only difference between even more yardage here and back-to-back carries. Hot hand, Connor Gabriel.
Yeah, and his night may have just been ruined by that. He saw the end zone. His eyes probably got real wide, and just a shoestring tackle there.
And now blowing it up in the backfield as they go to the well again. A flag. It's actually just a looks like a piece of the halftime show there, but a timeout's been called by Anderson. And it will be 23 seconds here as they will talk about it. We will keep it here and gear you up for the postgame show on our radio and internet broadcast. Of course, you've been listening all night on the Westlake Shap app. Again, Anderson outscoring Westlake 3-0 here in the second half with 23 seconds to play. And a good job by them, the Anderson Trojans, doing a great job of just trying to maintain composure, stay focused, and get better here in the second half. Got to say, I'm impressed with the way the Darren Shaw's ball club, although there are few, only 34 guys on the roster, and a lot of them riddled with injury, with concussions, broken foot, a broken thumb. You name it, they have it. They're a mash unit, are the Trojans, and they're hanging in nicely here with the Westlake football squad getting the opportunity in the second half.
Yeah, as you look down their injury list, you just see starter, 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 starter. I mean, it's pretty, it's too bad for the Anderson Trojans that so many guys have gotten hurt or sick or what have you. But they've fought well here in the second half, and being able to outscore Westlake, even though it was against the reserves for the Westlake Chaparrals, that's still a notch in their belt as they move through this season.
Well, Rajab, the stud nose tackle from a year ago, he's the one fighting a month-long battle with a staph infection. Jordan Siebert knows what that's all about. And Connor Gabriel getting the carry yet again. He's inside the 25-yard line, down to the 24, a pickup of 1 on the play. And there will be 12 seconds, and it looks like whistles will blow yet again. Anderson calling a timeout, just trying to stay positive and perhaps maybe give their field goal kicker, and as John mentioned during the break, one of their best players, Fred Bells, trying to get that young man another shot to put 3 on the board to double their efforts here in the second half. We take it down to the sidelines. Abe, the mood on the sidelines, obviously not as complete a second half as it was last week against Aikens. A lot of different things when it comes to the reserves and they get their opportunities. Of course, you had the injury to Bryce Boisvert, but a lot of guys getting opportunities here, but the offense struggling just a little bit. What's the mood down there? Is everybody still up?
Oh, everybody's still up. I mean, you even had Jordan Sievert and Sean Rawlings playing catch on the sidelines. They're staying still loose. I mean, they're rooting on their teammates. Their reserves are getting up on the front of the line, cheering them. They're either side of the ball. I mean, it's still the intensity is still there, and then credit that to Coach Allman and the coaches too.
3rd down and 7 here is 12 seconds remain and 1 timeout here for the Trojans. 3 wide receivers to the wide side of the field, and Minky's going to try to pass. Here comes the rush. He rolls to the near side and throws it away. It'll be 6 seconds, and the clock will stop, and then no doubt they will give their field goal kicker an opportunity here to drill it as Bells jogs out. He has a 42-yarder to his record tonight, and he will try to vacate the field here at Nelson with positive points on the board for the Anderson Trojans. They have outscored the Chaparrals 3-0, and this will be a 40-yard field goal from the right hash. The snap is down. Here's the kick. It is a beautiful end-over-end kick that splits the uprights. And Fred Bells expires the clock here at Nelson Field with 3 more points on the board. The final score here from Nelson Field, Westlake 41, Anderson 6. Both of the points on the board, both scores in the second half belong to Fred Bells as they leave on a high note. The Trojans march out of here on their shields, unfortunately, but on a positive note with a 40-yard field goal to Fred Bells' credit, matching a 42-yard effort earlier in the ball game. And you kind of like to see that for a team that struggled with injuries, struggled with numbers. They faced the big bad Westlake Chaparrals, and they go out with a 6-0 shutout in the second half of the Chaparrals, albeit against backups and reserves, John, but at the end of the day, that's good stuff.
Yeah, I tell you what, if there is a college football player that plays for the Anderson Trojans, it's going to be Fred Bells. Like, he has a leg that could very well have him playing college football. Very impressed just with those 2 kicks that he had in the second half, and you got to feel good for the Anderson Trojans.
Well, and you and I know a field goal kicker that plays at the ultimate level. It's one Justin Tucker, and we talk about Justin Tucker, and he talks about kicking kind of like a golf swing. And what you see is leg acceleration. We talk about it in a golf swing and maybe even a baseball swing, is acceleration through the striking zone, and that's exactly what Fred Bells has. He has very good mechanics through that striking zone, and he really swings that right leg into it. Lots of acceleration, which gets the ball up in the air, and when you see that end-over-end trajectory, John, that's when it's pretty special, and that's what we saw. That ball got over the goalpost and was good from 53 plus.
Yeah, exactly. Nice kick, and both teams got to feel pretty good coming out of this game. Obviously, the concern right now for Westlake is Bryce Boisvert. Hopefully that knee is okay. Like you said, hopefully it's just a bruise. It's good news that it was a helmet to the knee. That can sometimes mean that it is just a bruise. So we'll get information on that this week, and hopefully it's positive.
And that's always an issue, really, when you think about some of these lopsided games. This is the back-to-back lopsided game for Westlake. Obviously dropping 62 on Aikens, and obviously 41 first-half points here for the Chaparrals on offense, really leading the way to the 41-6 victory here for Westlake. They go to 4-3 overall, and they move into homecoming week. We're back on Friday night, October the 18th, for Del Valley. It's homecoming at Chaparral Stadium. The Cardinals will come in. Obviously, they have a win over Anderson. They lost to Aikens, though, so that vaunted fourth spot is going to be battled. We talk about the top 3 teams in district. When you think about it, John, it's between Austin High, Del Valley, Anderson, and you start thinking about who's the other club that's going to take over that 4th playoff spot. And generally, that 4th team probably has a losing record, but it's because of Lake Travis, Westlake, and Bowie. Again, there really is that huge of a difference when it comes to the top 3 teams and the rest of District 15-5A. And really, it's just a numbers game when it comes down to it.
Yeah, somebody in another district is going to get a favorable first-round matchup.
Indeed, indeed. And that's how it sometimes works when the divisions split. And obviously, it's not necessarily due to programs that have huge enrollments, but it's due to just how many schools there are in the state of Texas. And UIL just broke it up and said, look, 4 teams are going to go. Sometimes you have districts of 5, 6, and 7 teams. And when you get right down to it, there's a lot of teams that get to play football in November and at least get to go to the first round of the playoffs, and it's a nice experience for some of the teams that put together a couple of wins. But at the end of the day, we all know who's going to win and who's going to lose when it comes to those games. It's unfortunate, but that's exactly how it goes. But that's why seeding is so important, John, when you talk about winning the rest of your games. And we talked to Coach Allman about that. Do you want to beat Anderson, or do you want to win every game you play from here on out? And that's got to be the mindset no matter the opponent.
Exactly, and the game that obviously sticks out in everybody's mind is that Lake Travis game. Of course, the streak that Lake Travis has going against Westlake, that's a game that Westlake is thinking about right now. Even though you want to take it game by game, you can't help but start thinking about the Westlake-Lake Travis game, and I'm sure these players are.
We go down to the sidelines, and with the victorious Darren Allman is Abe Garcia. Abe?
Thanks, Joe. Coach Allman, congratulations. On a short week, you came out firing. What did you expect to come out of this game?
Well, just what we got. We jumped out to a fast start and got a big lead at halftime, and there's a lot of advantages to that. That's what we needed to do. And again, we were able to play a lot of kids. We played everybody, and significant playing time, and we're able to get a lot, if not all, of our starters out pretty early, and they didn't play hardly any in the second half. And there's some advantages and disadvantages to that. You know, the disadvantages are the conditioning that they need to be getting, but at the same time, it's hard to justify keeping them in the game. You know, there's so many things that can happen, and when you're able to get other people in and get playing time and rest those guys, it seems like the common sense thing to do. So we're going to make that work to our advantage, the fact that we're able to rest them and get them to next week and hopefully be a little healthier because of it. And the disadvantage, the thing I worry about is that they're not playing, full games. I worry a little bit about the conditioning, but we'll take it, definitely. It's a lot better than the alternative, and very proud of our team. We're coming on and making some improvement. We've still got ways to go and a short time to get there too, so we need a good week of practice next week. We're making good progress, though, and I like the way our personnel groups are starting to come together. We're playing a lot of different people in different positions right now.
All right, Coach, congratulations. Thanks for your time.
Okay, thank you.
That's Abe Garcia with Darren Allman. We welcome you back inside the University Federal Credit Union broadcast booth. Joe Taylor alongside John Nidell. Our thanks to Cameron Walker for producing the ballgame, and, of course, Trey Ellis helping out with our stats this evening, and all the sights and sounds brought to you by Westlake Technical Entertainment Crew. The television replay Sunday morning, 9 a.m. You have to wait an extra day, but Sunday morning at 9 a.m. John, final thoughts here. Really, you heard Westlake's Darren Allman talk about it. It's all about staying hungry. You got to be able to play the entire game. You got to remain focused. Westlake shut out 6-0 in the second half here, but victorious overall, 41-6. Final thoughts?
Yeah, you just got to look at the first half and look at how your starters played. And I think overall it's a positive feeling for the Westlake Chaparrals. Played very well on offense despite the 2 first half turnovers. clearly a lot of things that the reserves could clean up in the second half, but they'll have practice to do that.
Absolutely. And one thing that Coach Allman mentioned in our pregame visit with us as we talked about what it means when you move guys around. Well, when you have offensive guys that go to the defensive side of the ball, those backups get opportunity to get more reps in practice. So it's a pretty good opportunity for guys to really get a full week of practice when guys like Patrick Elliott, Sean Rawlings, even guys like Alex Chavez get out of their offensive roles and go to the defensive side of the ball. So it'll be interesting to see. Again, my thanks always goes to our folks back at The Word 1490 KLGO. And, of course, if you've been listening on the Westlake Shap app or westlakenation.com or following us on Facebook and Twitter, continue to do so. Coming up next for the Chaparrals, a week from tomorrow night, it'll be a date with the Cardinals of Del Valle. They'll cruise up Highway 71 and into the hills of Westlake as homecoming week begins on Monday. We hope you join us. Again, same bat time, same bat channel. Your final score from Nelson Field, Westlake 41, Anderson 6. This is Westlake football.